I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. come on baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't wanna do.
Hey guys, welcome to AMD Presents TEC Showdown. My name is Crips, and with me is Svet. And today we have a revenge match on our hands. It's going to be Team Velocity versus Louvre.
Yeah, man. And I, for one, am really looking forward to this because yesterday, both these teams, they had a couple of amazing games. Velocity Gaming triumphing over Bleed and Louvre taking out Global Esports, one of our local fan favorites, in very contrasting matches. Like Louvre's match went the distance, all three maps, the final map going into overtime. Like everything, all the stars aligned, and then in the like dying embers, the dying moments of that match, we were just able to pull one out of the bag and just string two rounds together to see that game through on bind. Whilst on the flip side, Velocity Gaming looked like they weren't troubled for too much for a long time. They completely decimated Bleed on their own map pick, which was Breeze, and then even on Bleed's map pick, which I think was Haven, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty solid stuff. They won that match out 13-10, and with that they secured a 2-0. And well, now today we're here, Velocity Gaming versus Louvre. And let's just take a look at how the brackets have evolved after yesterday's shenanigans. And well, as you can see, that's the road that these two teams have taken. Velocity, clean sweep over Bleed Esports, whilst Louvre had a very hard, close, fought out game against Global Esports to reach the lower bracket finals. And we have a couple of excellent games lined up for you today. We have Paper X versus Alter Ego after this game between Velocity and Louvre. And well, the winner of this match plays the loser of the match between Paper X and Alter Ego. These are gonna be two cracking games of Valorant. And Crips, man, whew, I'm excited.
Oh, even I am very excited. We are approaching the final stages of the showdown. At this point, we are most likely playing for the lower bracket finals. That's Velocity versus Louvre, and the person who wins over here gets to go to the decider finals. After which they will be facing the loser of Paper X versus Alter Ego, and once again we will have the contention for the grand finals. Now, both these teams have had an amazing journey so far. In fact, Louvre are really surprised to find themselves over here in the lower bracket. Velocity, on the other hand, they are itching to get some cold revenge. They were knocked down in the lower bracket by Louvre a couple of days ago, and this was an unexpected result. So, the two teams facing each other again. At this point, what song is playing in your mind? Because there's so many revenge stories and so many revenge songs out there. Velocity are going to be vibing to all of those.
See, there is revenge, and then there is keeping a level head and serving that dish very cold. So
Hmm.
I'm assuming there's some next level death metal ballads playing in the Velocity Gaming, boot camp right now, to just to get them psyched up and hyped up for this upcoming bout. And well, for Louvre, it's more like, Velocity is the hurdle that we have to overcome to get to our revenge match. Like, this is the final boss for them before they face
Hmm.
the final boss, the hidden boss, in, say, a Dark Souls, right?
Hmm.
This Velocity, they topple Velocity, then maybe they get to play either Alter Ego or Paper X. Either way, for them, this is but a yardstick, a milestone that they have to cross in order to get to their arch nemesis. Because I think they got put into the lower bracket by Paper X, and these guys would be firing on all cylinders to have another crack at them. They got 2-0. They know that I'm pretty sure they know that they can do better and take the fight to Paper X. So curious, like, very interesting storylines evolving in today's matchup.
Hmm.
Velocity definitely would be firing on all cylinders to come up and deliver the W today. As you can see, the boys are ready. These guys will be set. And after yesterday's dominant performance, I think they'd be even more hyped up to take the fight to Louvre.
I think so too. Last time when Louvre were on the server, it was Darion who was being a menace, and sometimes it was Redco. Most likely, Darion was being a menace because he's the one who plays aggressively and gets into those off angles in their faces. Meanwhile, Redco is that calm and composed anchor who would stay at the back and just keep his team safe, even if someone was working on a very long and very well calculated backstab. Juicy, of course, he was hitting his juicy shot, so that's not a surprise. But Vet, we have a birthday boy on the server,
Yes.
and
Yes, we
that
do.
is none other than Flaring.
Yep. Guys in chat, can we have a happy birthday flaring spam right here, right now? He's our birthday boy. Now it remains to be seen whether he gets the birthday gifts or Louvre are sent packing home by Velocity Gaming. Because at the end of the day, they're all here to play. Their friends outside the server, but in the server, they are but the archest of enemies. And that's not really a word, but you get the feeling, you get the gist. These guys aren't here to celebrate birthdays or anniversaries or have a good time. No, no, no. They're here to win, and they are going to do that at all costs. Special days be damned. But as I say that, a very, very happy birthday to you, Flaring. Have a great day ahead.
Yeah, and I hope he gets that birthday buff. Most people talk about it all the time, but sometimes you just don't get that buff. And I don't know if Velocity are prepared for this, but I'm pretty sure that they must have done their homework and they must have studied each and everything about this team. And I'm sure they're here with a few tricks up their sleeve.
Yep. I mean, I know for a fact that I was watching the Global Esports versus Louvre game yesterday, and I saw all the Velocity boys in chat. They were having a good time, talking, joking around, and obviously supporting Global, because that's what we do. We support each other. But at the end of the day, they would be paying extra close attention to what Louvre were doing on certain maps, what angles they were taking, how they were pushing, how they were playing their trades, what setups they were going on, what they had going on. All of this would have been going through Amaterasu's mind, Ace's mind, Mazel's mind, Vibor's mind. These guys are thinkers. And, well, I hope they've done their homework. I hope they've come prepared, because these five boys from Louvre, they mean business. And as you said, they have the birthday buff on their side today. But let's take a look at the veto and see what maps we're going to be playing. Ooh, Breeze, understandable pick by Velocity. Yesterday, they 13-3'd Bleed on this very same map, so makes sense why they'd go for this. Icebox, and then the decider being Haven. Ooh, this is,
Now, yeah,
yeah.
this is exciting because last time Icebox was the first map that they played, and Velocity lost 4-13. So Louvre, obviously the stronger team on Icebox. Although I must say that there were a few things working in the favor of Louvre the last time they played Icebox. Haven also, it seemed like Velocity was in the lead because they were 7-5 in the lead by the time the first half ended. And then later on in the second half, they only got one round, and Louvre was able to pick up all the rounds when they were on the attacking side. So we'll get into the details. We'll discuss in detail what Louvre did correctly in Icebox and Haven. But today, because Breeze is the first map that's being played, I think Velocity have a fighting chance.
Yeah. And yesterday, the breeze that came out from the mid was phenomenal. Velocity just put down a masterclass on that map. Played everything correctly. They even won a couple of thrifty rounds. Took them off of
Oh,
bleed.
nice.
Yeah, even when like there was very little chance or scope of them seeing that through. These guys pulled one out of the bag and just rolling on. Did not look back. And I think that's the kind of confidence that Velocity need to channel today. They need to bring their A game right off the bat from game one. Um, they need to not give Louvre too many opportunities to sink their teeth into the game, because I'm noticing as the game progresses and Louvre keeps building their confidence, these guys just snowball from that point onwards and just take the map away from you. There need to be very significant and emphatic stoppers to not allow for that snowball and that momentum to build up. And I think Velocity have done enough homework to make sure that. Yeah. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, the birthday boy flaring himself. Happy birthday, man! Have a great day. Have a great game. All the best.
I hope he has a great game, and I hope he has a great time after the game as well. Oh, there you go. Hearts
Yeah,
for
hearts
everyone.
for everyone, guys. See, this is why I love esports, man. This is just so much fun, so much love all around. And well, this one's for you, Flaring. A very, very happy birthday to you, man.
So let's see what Flaring was able to do right last time around. In Icebox, Louvre was very, very good on the attacking side. They were winning 9-3, partially because of the Viper. And when they were on the attacking side, they put up their smoke cloud on top of rafters on A. So that means none of the players of Velocity can peek out of that region. If they tried, well, either they'd be walking through a one way or they would only be peeking just one at a time. So no double peeking opportunities were provided by Louvre to Velocity Gaming. And the only time they could double peek is when Louvre was already in the site. And by that time, it's a bit too late. So once they got into post-spawn positions, there was nothing that Velocity could do. One of the things that they can do this time around is to use their utility somehow in order to stop Louvre from getting that plant. Maybe some SOA shock darts or maybe some preemptive nanostorm grenades that can stop them. But all of that discussion will probably be more relevant in to Breeze. And let's take a look at what agents these guys are going for.
Let us take a look at the agents indeed. Ooh,
KO.
KO.
Yeah, that's pretty rare. I
Interesting.
really thought they would go for something like a Sky, but then hey, even KO has flashes, plus his suppression plate can work like a early recon dart of sorts, and it has a very fast recharge time, so why not?
I mean, that's the thing, right? You've got Sova and the KO. You're getting a lot of information, especially with the knife, especially with KO's knife and Sova as well. On the flip side, you've got Sky and Sova. Again, like I said, Labradoodle of Doom. That's an info play. Also stuns your opponent in case you do manage to get a nice chonky bite out of them. And you obviously, everything this woman does is info. Blinded, right? It's the most annoying flash. And I feel that while KO's flashes are more Counter-Strike-esque, you get to bounce them off of surfaces. There's a slight delay on them popping. Sky's is just that much harder to avoid. Like especially the pop flashes. You can pop flash through smoke with a Sky and decimate opponent setups. KO, not so much. You have to time it. It's a trickier operator in that sense. So it's going to be interesting to see how KO is being utilized by Louvre this time around. First time we're seeing him, at least the first time I'm seeing him at this level, being played at this level. I'm excited. The pistol rounds are ready to get underway. Ooh, Len with the shock dart on towards Hellef, and he's going to take a chunk of damage. He's down to 64 HP, and very spread out default coming out from the attackers. And oh, the action is
pretty heavy.
Yep. 3v4.
Already, these guys are starting to push out of the B main region, and Louvre already got the man advantage. Sure, they lost one player, but at least they've cleared out the entirety of the B site now, and they can stack up A now, even mid for that matter. They are aware about the positions of Team Velocity. They may or may not be aware about the positioning of Hellfighter right now, because everyone's getting distracted towards A main. So Hellfighter needs to work on his timing.
Ooh, Hellfighter gets one, but the 1-for-1 trade, it's not gonna be helpful because it's still a 3v2. There's the knife, there's the suppression coming in, and well, Mazel picks up Len. He's gonna try and get the plant down. The Molotov, that does a ton of damage if it caught towards the center. He's gonna get double peeked by Juicy, and Hellfighter is now down and out. Mazel, 75 points of health, one flash remaining in 8 seconds is gonna be up. There we go. Ooh, the Hawk gets both, but he's gonna get double peeked. Good for one, but Juicy with a huge 3k on the pistol round to see that off and secure the opening round for Louvre.
Pretty good round by Louvre. They take the initiative themselves. Juicy, so much valuable utility. First of all, the suppression blade gets the information on 2 players. Everyone pushes out. And then later on, the Molotov to make sure that Hellfighter can't push up towards bridge, so that only one area is remaining where he can be attacked from. Of course, Darion did a good enough job of keeping him distracted so that Juicy could come in from the staircase and kill him later. And then double peeking Mazel. They leave nothing to chance. They don't give any opportunity to Velocity. And they never even gave them the opportunity to take the initiative themselves. They control the pace of the round.
And this is kind of becoming a standard buy for like Velocity. You get Deathmaker on the Marshall, everyone else like either buys up Spectres, or like not Spectres, sorry, Sheriffs and Classics, and they just Floki said yesterday, apes together strong. Like just bunch up and hit a bomb site and try to force the issue and seize the initiative. Let's see if they can recreate the magic that they did yesterday against Bleed. Ace walks right up. He's in the bomb site. He's in the cubby. And I think, yeah, they have an inkling that there is a player playing right behind the tubes towards the A bomb site. Deathmaker marking that angle like a hawk, but there is another, and that's Flaring, the birthday boy, the Viper. Does Deathmaker expect this? Ooh, ayo, just missing that peak. But
Right here.
yep. Oh,
Nice.
shot. Nice
But-
shot, but in the meantime, yeah. Ooh,
While
yeah,
that's happening, we have the Sky dying towards the mid region. Oh my god. 1 second and so many people dead. Redco can see Hellfighter's shoulder, but he just can't shoot at it yet. No problem, he's already trapped. Great shot by Deathmaker, but unfortunately all of his teammates died towards the other parts of the map instantly.
I mean, yeah, the trades were swift and the trades were ferocious coming out from Louvre there. Like, they don't waste any time. Yeah, fine, they lost Flaring to that juicy headshot, but like the response elsewhere on the map, instant. Like, so this is what Bleed weren't doing yesterday, and it's clear that Louvre has also studied Velocity's anti-ecos. They're not allowing them to get any kind of map control. There's always a sort of a vice grip all over the place. Oh, that knife's gonna get them quite a bit of information along with the recon dart, and there we go, Darion opening things up with the kill onto Sova. Now Ace, he's the primary info gatherer. Yes, they've got the Sky, but that recon dart, that owl drone, it's huge, and Hellfighter gets dinked. Mazel in the meantime does get the trade onto Darion, so it brings it down to a 4v4. They don't have the best of weapons here, Louvre, but this is more or less a throw round for them. And Velocity, they need to make sure that they don't lose too many weapons themselves in trying to secure this round, because, well, the economy game this early on is kind of short.
Azul fighting all by himself. I'm not fully in favor of this. That's what happens when you get double peaked and go all by yourself. At least Hellfighter is able to get the kill onto Len. Now this is very important because the toxin screen that Flaring had put up specifically counters Hellfighter's camera over there. Oh, and Vibor picks off the kill towards B. Now they have an opening. And Flaring, yeah, his utility helped them quite a lot to deal with Velocity's Hellfighter's cameras, which can be very annoying and watches over brown halls. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. And sure, maybe counter utility from Flaring has been good up until now. It's probably not going to help him clutch out this round, and Velocity will most likely take this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the order of the day for Birthday Boy would either be to save that Vandal or maybe try and pick up a few exits, because, you know, like, the money on Velocity ain't anything to write home about, right? So the more guns you can take away now, the more pressure you're putting on those creds to try and, you know, constantly having to rebuy into successive rounds. But it looks like that all three from Velocity will be able to save up guns, and Flaring is just memeing. He's just getting caught in trap wires, making sure that the camera sees him, trying to bait a few players to come his way. But Velocity, while Deathmaker did look like he was, you know, chomping at the bits for that last kill, he gets reined in. They keep all the three guns. It's very important that they consolidate their economy early on, because it is going to be a full buy coming out from Louvre, and Darion has the big boomstick out, and, well, the Louvre is supposed to be the repository of, you know, the world's art. And let's see if Darion is able to paint like a master deliverer of death with that big operator.
Wow, that almost makes me feel like he's some kind of a Picasso, except his paintbrush is deadlier.
Yep. Could be. Let's see.
Although poor Picasso won't be seeing any action today. It's going to be the Birthday Boy who has to do a brunt of the heavy victim. Toxin screen making sure that Velocity can't really creep up all that much, but Flaring himself is going to run out of fuel soon, so it's going to be Velocity's turn to strike. While this is happening, Velocity are not that comfortable because they can't push up brown halls just yet. Hellfighter has been discovered plenty of times before this, so their strategy to pinch, it's already known to Louvre. Now, how do they deal with this? Can they somehow muster up the courage to hit A even without the advantages going in their favor.
Like, the thing is, Velocity haven't really gone for much map control. They sat outside A halls and just chilled for the entirety of the first round. Initial round doesn't matter. There we go. Birthday boy, good night. 4v5, man advantage. Doesn't matter because Juicy and Redco, they're not taking any prisoners. Vivo does get a trade back. Ace gets another, but then the immediate trade. Hellfighter, just a bevy of frags going back and forth. And now Hellfighter knows exactly where Len is playing from. Len is getting sandwiched between Vibhor and Hellfighter. He has so many angles to watch, but now he's successfully managed to avoid one. He can isolate these 1v1s. These post plants aren't the best. And Vibhor, he's playing it smart. He knows that all he has to do is play to the diffuse. Vibhor, he's going to come peeking around the corner. Pros don't fake, but he does get off the diffuse, but it doesn't matter. Hellf secures the final kill for the round and restores parity early game. 2-2, Velocity Gaming and Louvre.
That was a very risky round, especially some risky maneuvers by Hellfighter over there. They know that Louvre is aware about his position, so Hellfighter just so hell-bent on making noise over there, hoping that the Louvre players fight him instead of killing the players who are in the site. He's just being a live bait for his team, and it was very essential for Hellfighter to win that duel because he's got no trades available, no other backout potential. If he loses the fight, he's gonna die right there for sure. Oh, Juicy unfortunately gets double peaked, so that's advantage taken away from Louvre right at the start, and he was one of the only players playing towards B, and because of his death, take a look at what Darion has to do right now. Oh my lord! Jesus, that was a disgusting shot. That kill onto Juicy at least baited out the rotation from Len, so now mid is relatively unguarded, but when Darion's hitting shots like that, you can't really have any sense of security around you. Redco, so brave. The Cyber Cage actually helped him! It helps him discover Deathmaker! Oh, and he's tagged! That was his own teammate, Cyber Cage, Hellfighter, responsible for the murder of Deathmaker. Oh, that's so unfortunate. They do get the plant, but at what cost?
At what cost, indeed, Redco. Hiding behind the door, the shock dart. Does it land? Doesn't matter. What a shot. In the meantime, Len finds Marzel. This is proving to be a way more expensive anti-eco than I think Velocity would have liked. Cage comes up. Cage doesn't get triggered though, but the cam is able to... Oh, he's sticking it. He's sticking it. Doesn't matter. Ace is there to clean up any shenanigans from Louvre. Whew.
Enemies close.
That was
close.
uncomfortably close. Yeah.
I mean, I was pretty happy with the fact that Juicy got double peaked towards that side, and when Len started to move towards the B area, I was like, yeah, maybe Louvre now don't have any semblance of mid control. All the players have been forced to rotate. And the moment I say that, Redco proves me wrong by pushing down mid himself. And the timing on that Cyber Cage, just so unfortunate. Plus, he got revealed by Len's utility, so all of it came together to work against them.
Darion though now, he's got the operator in hand. He's looking, marking that, early angle. Gets spotted out. He needs to get out of there ASAP. No, Jet, the worst operator to try and... Oh! Alright, as Jet was trying to evade and dodge Sova's ult, Deathmaker makes a quick play, and that A defense has crumbled even before it had a chance to mount any semblance of a defense. Len does get one. Hellfighter does get caught out. Juicy with that kill, but it is a 3v2. Marzel marking that defense. The Viper Pit coming out. This is going to give them an added advantage to defend this post plant. And, well, it's now down to a 2v3 KO. And, oh, Marzel hears this. If Marzel just pops out, he can do so much damage, but he's still chilling outside double doors towards mid. And Vibhor trying to be as much... Oh!
Like I said, some of these rounds, too close for comfort. Although I must say, this is the first time that Velocity hit the double doors area and then used that to go towards A. And it was a pretty fast round from Velocity too. So far, they've been very slow, right? I mean, every time they send Hellfighter down the Brown Halls region, they just wait for him to play around with the door. And of course, someone will then try to close the door back down by pressing the button. So it's just a button war. And then Velocity take their sweet time. No, this was a big change in pace and a big change in the place as well. So Let's see if Velocity can keep up the pieces and, keep themselves together. Oh, and the moment I say that, Flaring comes bearing the gifts.
Flaring ults up. That's gonna annoy the attackers, to say the least. But if they can manage to find this frag onto Flaring, because he's still playing within his Viper's pit, could be huge. Because not only does that take that, nullify that dart. Oh, Sova with the recon dart, or is that the shock dart that he's trying to... Nope, it is the recon dart. It's not going to bother Flaring. Oh, there we go. That's going to be a lot of information coming the way of Louvre. They know the two players that are in the shock dart. Flaring does get tagged up slightly. Nothing that will make him too uncomfortable. And in the meantime, the hit towards the B bomb site is happening. But see, because of the presence shown by Sova and Sky towards the A bomb site, the rotations are being held off. Ooh. We do have a fact-finding mission from the Jet, I think, that's pushed all the way up towards mid. The Cam gets quite a bit of information. Jet is going to rotate with that op on towards the B-link area, and that's the spike down. Down goes the board. Knife into oblivion. And it's just 30 seconds left. They left this a little too late. Darion able to avoid the hail of bullets and gunfire and make his way towards relative safety, but Hellfighter gets taken down by Redco, and now it's all down to the Jet, all alone on the bomb site. He does manage to take out Juicy. Darion on 3 HP. Redco gets taken down by...
10 seconds left.
But just 10 seconds left. Yeah, there's not much that anyone can do. They need to get all the kills. Marzel, this is just such a tall order. Ace and Marzel might as well save. They're not going to present themselves. They know what's up. Well, you get one kill, but I mean, at the end of the day, the round still goes Louvre's way.
It's just so unfortunate that out of all the people that could have died on the B side, it happened to be Vapor, the one man who's carrying the spike, and it was dropped behind the area that Velocity had just managed to capture. So they can't go back out in the open to retrieve it. That would be just too risky. Sometimes it's not even your fault. I mean, this round was supposed to be Velocity's. They were doing a good enough job of keeping all the players of Louvre stationed towards the A side by faking. Everyone else managed to go towards B without getting detected. Even the lurk in the form of Darion, who was playing mid, did not see any action. So it could have gone their way, but just one kill at the most unfortunate timing results in instead. Now, this time around, Hellfighter's walking once more through that toxin screen. Okay, this could be big. There's no there's no tripwire around there.
Yep.
And if you can find the timing, this could be great.
Yeah, and I don't think Len is aware of the fact that someone's chilling inside, but he is marking with the Guardian. That's a one-shot weapon if you can connect with the heads. But Hellf, I mean, we know this guy is more than capable of decimating opponents. But the attack will have to wait. They've seized the man advantage. Now they can regroup, fall back, and maybe bunch up and hit towards either the A or the B bomb site. By the look of things, Sova is taking that spike over to B, where they have the Cypher lying in wait. He's got the Phantom to play with. But this is the thing with these Navi-esque plays, right? If you leave it too late,
30 seconds left.
there's literally no room for error. And we saw this last round as well. The moment the spike gets taken down, you're just scrambling, right? Because you're just scrambling to take side control, and now Cypher is going to hold them off for as long as possible. Redco gets one kill. He's just buying so much time for the rotation to come in. Oh, Juicy peeks out. Juicy gets taken down. And there we go again. Bringing it down to the wire. This is just not working out for Marzel and Co. They need to speed things up. This slow, methodical approach, Louvre is just more than happy to sit back, wait for them to come, and then just make that Cypher do Cypher things. Hold off that push as much as possible. Holy hell, 2 rounds in a row. Do we see a switch up? Because money's not looking that great.
So I feel like if Velocity did this slow approach towards A, it would have been a lot easier to dissect this area, because you had Darion playing near the Brown Hall switch. And from that position, you're very exposed, right? You have to watch A main as well. And especially when your Sova has already died back there, you're also responsible for watching bridge. You can't do all those tasks at the same time. So if they leave the late assault towards B instead, they will be very easily taken down by Cypher utility. Juicy this time taking initiative towards elbow. Gets a kill onto Deathmaker, but it's fine. He only was the Sheriff wielder, so it isn't that big of a threat. The main threat are Ace and Marzel, the people with the big guns. You take them down, and then maybe you have a fighting chance. And Ace already starting to kill people towards mid. That's the opportunity they were looking for. If he can find KO hiding in this area, he's gonna get a plenty of wall bangs headed in this direction.
Spike
Nope,
planted.
he's safe for now. Spike does go down towards the B side
down.
finally, but all the people who were supposed to provide backup, the cavalry has died because of Darion.
Yep, Darion just single-handedly taking matters into his own hands and decimating that flank. But Vibhor with the Spectre, he could be in for a quick flank. Marzel, all he has to do is stay alive. But Juicy, no idea that Vibhor's on the flank. But now Vibhor, he's exposed. The cloudburst goes away, and he is left staring in no man's land at two people, just bearing down on him. And there we go. Len able to, I think, secure that final kill. 5-4, and there we go. The first timeout coming out from the boys from VLT. They need this. Louvre has been dissecting the plays coming out from Velocity Gaming, and I think this calls for a change of pace. This round, though, yeah, it is going to be a bye coming out from Velocity Gaming. Louvre have managed to string 3 rounds together. They are starting that snowball effect that we were talking about pre-game, and they might just start to, completely, this game may start going out of hand very soon if Amaterasu, if he can use his big brain and, put a stop to this, that would be the ideal outcome right now.
One good thing that Velocity have been doing so far is their approach to taking brown halls. That's one thing that's working for them quite well. Sometimes they're even able to pick up kills towards mid, and that usually happens when Darion pushes out early. But most of the times, at least in the last 2-3 rounds, Darion has been pushing mid late. And that's when the players of Velocity get caught. Because you don't expect a mid push this late into the round, especially when Velocity are already attacking the side. At that point, you would expect the backup to arrive on the side itself, not deep inside mid. So that's one thing that's not working out for Velocity, and one good thing that is indeed working for them. That's the pros and cons of what they have been doing so far. Let's see if they can use this information to this advantage. Oh, Hellfighter going for a try peek could be disastrous.
This
There's
is
3 people.
Dangerous.
Yeah,
Because
no.
look at where Darion is. He's pushed up. I don't think anyone from Velocity will have an inkling that this guy is playing here. No, they don't. No, they do not. And that's the early advantage. Again, being seized by Louvre. That early aggression proving a bit too much for Velocity Gaming. They were not expecting it. The change-up was fast. The change-up was swift. And Ace has been found out. Ace is going to get double-peaked. Ace is going to get taken down. That's a 2-man advantage. And they're just getting picked off one by one like lambs to the slaughter. And this is not looking good for Velocity. They've bunched up. Their hand has been forced. They have to hit towards this B bomb site. They're going to walk into a site with a Cypher on it, with all his utility and all his shenanigans. Deathmaker, he's in a very, very difficult position right now. Gets one. He's in a 1v2.
Nice.
He's a 1v4, brings it down to a 1v2, but 7 HP and a dream. And that dream is going to remain a dream because Darion with the operator is going to shut things down. 6-4. And now this is going to be most likely a half buy coming out from Velocity because they are not good with the creds. Even though the loss bonus has built up, this is the penultimate round of the first half. They would want to go in with a full buy into the final round to maybe make something, some semblance of an acceptable half. Because an 8-4 just doesn't sit as well as a 7-5, especially when it's your own map pick.
You know, the moment the tactical timeout started, I said that Darion's late pushes towards mid had been working for them. And the moment I say that, he starts fighting early. Velocity, sure, they switched things up during the tactical timeout, but even Louvre did the same. And it's Redco. All this early aggression, getting them so many kills, so much payout, and it's just ridiculous how good they are.
This is just zero respect gameplay. Zero respect gameplay.
Yeah, I'm afraid I have to agree. No fear, no respect, and no hesitation at all. Like, they don't even care if the angles are not favoring them. The fight which Darion was taking over there, sure, because he's the jet, he has the advantage to fall back. But then you take a look at the angle Redco was holding. He's a Cypher pushing down mid. He's a Sentinel playing like a duelist, and he's going all by himself. He has no one to trade him out. Does that deter him? No, it doesn't.
This is getting dire. 7-4. Finally, the buy will come out from Velocity. Honestly, I don't know how they can counter this onslaught, this defensive onslaught from Louvre. These guys are just not taking any prisoners. They're not messing around. They're just going at it. They want to go in and get out because it's Flaring's birthday, and I think they've got a party to attend.
Get out of my way.
Better not be late to the party. You better bring some cake along with you. Either way, the birthday boy right now, he's just chilling towards A as the permanent residence of the site. Everyone else, though, exchanging positions. Take a look at what Louvre are doing already. They're sending KO towards B arches. Deathmaker responds to Darion, but Vibhor will be the one to shut him down in the end. There's 4 ultimates available on Velocity. They can use something or the other. At least they can use Right to Ace's Hunter's Fury to somehow initiate on the back of Marzel's Seeker, and they must get this plant. Yeah. If they do, they have a good chance of winning because Vibhor has the Viper Spit.
Yep, they've got a stacked ultimate lineup right now. They've got, well, there we go. The Sky Art comes out. She's got everyone's trail. Red Coin Gang are falling back. They're gonna realize that it's gonna be a hit towards the A bomb side. Vibhor, he's pushed up and he's got the spike again, and that's a spike down. Hellfighter down to 10 HP. He needs to make something happen. He's gonna ult as well. Give that crucial information, and there we go. Ace picks up another kill. Ace knows exactly where the Cypher is from the opposing team. He's gonna walk into that shock dart, and Ace is gonna close things out. A much needed final round to end the first half. Get some wind back in your sails, boys, as you head into the defense, and maybe try and pick up the pistol and see where things go from that point onwards. Because that first half, it started off well. Velocity did manage to string 4 rounds together, like from their first buy round, but I mean, Louvre just turned things on its head. 5 rounds in a row, nothing, no quarters given for Velocity, but finally they managed to pull back in the final round of the first half. Let's see if they can carry this momentum forward in going into the second half of the match.
Yeah, it's the last round, and Hellfighter decides, let's just do what works for me best. Pushes out of the brown halls, and he gets that timing. You see, the moment Marzel popped his Seekers, most of the players towards mid were revealed, and they were like, yeah, because we revealed, let's just switch up positions and bamboozle Team Velocity. But Hellfighter takes that advantage and he gets a kill, which net them the round. This time it's once again a fast A push, but Marzel getting the kill onto Redco, keeping everyone in Brown Hall at bay, gets one onto Juicy as well. The flashes were perfect, and now it's his chance to back the other people towards Ace side. He's on a killing spree right now. Deathmaker needs a little bit of help because he's trapped in this low ground region, but Marzel on the verge of an ace. He knows exactly where one of his opponents is, but Marzel might just get revealed. He's out information on them both. 45 HP versus 15, and the ace on the line. Can Marzel pull off this pistol round? He needs it for his team. Flash available in 5 more seconds, but he's not gonna need it. That's a way to start the pistol round, and that's one hell of a way to open things up.
Oh, Marzel just coming in clutch there, like, cometh the man, cometh the hour, cometh the man, and there we go. He knows how critical this round was from Velocity, and Marzel steps up to the plate and knocks it straight out of the park. Home run ace for him, and well, this should get Velocity pumped up and get them ready for this defensive half.
Oh, so far I was singing the praises of Hellfighter, but now Marzel's like, I want some love too. And of course he's gonna get everything.
And Marzel gets all the love from me all the time. He's an old friend.
Alright, let's see if there's any more love, or rather frags coming his way. Almost got one, but just the tag for him. Before he kills Len, who was already low on HP, so that's great. Doubling up as well. Even Juicy had already been tagged up by Marzel, so maybe it's first turn to pick up the ace now.
No, DM.
That nigga did. He denies it. No problem.
No. Problem. This is BM. This is report for griefing, guys. Report DM for griefing. This is not done. Bhai ka ace hai yaar. What is this?
Alright, so everyone on Velocity starting to step up individually. Vibhor, Hellfighter, Marzel, all of them shining like diamonds in the sky. And now it's Louvre's chance to pull off their diamonds, or rather show off how much gold they have. They've got the better weaponry right now with superior money. Velocity need to play the closer angles to make sure that their Spectres sing the songs of death. Oh, the moment I say that Technica's Marshall, not that great, but Vibor's up for the task. The flash and dash, okay. Pretty good because most of the people were vulnerable as they were walking through his snake fight. So a double kill, easy enough for him, but he's turned it into a 2v2. And now I think the weaponry advantage has been neutralized to some extent because Marcel has that Vandal on his hands. One more frag and he's going to have the Seekers, but I think he doesn't need the Seekers in this round. They've got enough information.
Yep. And the fact that Sova's just alerted them to the fact that they're playing together. Oh, the flash.
Another one.
They should bunch up, and there we go, Marzel. Critical 3K. This man has just ascended in these past few rounds. A very expensive round, but hey, they win it, and that's all that matters.
Concentrate, Sova.
All these rounds, depending on individual heroics, I'm not sure if they're sustainable. Sure, this one, I wouldn't exactly call it heroics because this was so well calculated. Everyone stepped up, even before held on to his side well. Marzel stepping up when it was necessary. In fact, he went all the way around the elbow region to come in from B main. Something that Velocity would have never expected, especially after they spotted him towards Archers first and then towards the other side. Also, Ace, while all of this was going on, he kept them busy. Ace never revealed himself. He just played around with his drone, and that too a little bit late, so that everyone on Louvre was busy looking towards Archers and not focusing on Marzel's position. Just setting up his teammate for success.
And again, Louvre, they're not really looking for map control. They're just bunching up towards Brown Halls and A and just trying to pincer this bomb site. And there we go, flash and dash. Oh, Deathmaker. All by his lonesome, but doesn't matter. This guy just does not miss. Gets a second, and now Len. He's just gonna walk into the crosshairs, and oh, Juicy is being caught in a spot of bother. He's slowed. He's nearsighted. He's 32 HP, and he's getting chased down by the Labradoodle and the drone. And then Marzel pops out and pops his head off. Oof! That was a fast round, and that was over in the blink of an eye.
Juicy must be mauling right now. Imagine Deathmaker with an op. You have the opportunity to kill the Danger Man, the one man who killed half your team. You're about to shoot him down, but then he dashes out of the way. The moment you try to shoot him again, there's a Seeker on your head, cabbages all around you, and then you're getting chased by dogs and drones and death. It's just so annoying when all of this happens. And Velocity getting so much utility advantage. There was even a shock dart kill from right to A, so that tells you everything you need to know about Velocity's utility game. It's just so on point right now.
Yep, but that arrow doing so much work right now for the boys from Louvre. Not that arrow, sorry, the knife. Quite a bit of early information coming the way of Juicy and gang. Oh, Juicy's pushed up. There is Hellfighter just around the corner. He's going to get the kill. Marzel, though, he's on a fact-finding mission of his own. Pushed all the way up towards mid-window. Does...
No.
Expect it. Yes, he does!
Know exactly where you are.
And Marzel caught napping there, and now they know exactly where everyone is. And Darion, he's gonna go charging in, but well, Hellfighter managing to hold his ground. So does Vibhor. Gets the kill onto the ulted Jet. Vibhor with the instant trade, and now it's a 1v3 all down to Len. He's just got that Marshall to deal with. The spike is dropped in no man's land. Everyone, along with the kitchen sink, has rotated over towards the side. Oh, Deathmaker, a rare miss from him, but doesn't matter. He's gonna hit the harder shot, miss a sitter, pops back up like, no, I'm a flick. And he does. And there we go. 10-7 to Velocity. A much more assured and confident defender side half coming out from them so far. But this is pretty much how the first half also went. They strung about 4 rounds together. And then, well, Louvre woke up and were like, all right, our turn. Does the pivot happen now?
It could. They have Flaring's ultimate, so if they get into a site or even anywhere close to it, they could easily plant the spike and set it up for post plants. They must make sure that they don't have an opportunity to enter the site, and Vibor's going to make sure at least B is closed for business. Everyone else focus on mid and probably even A. Marzel playing out in the open. I'm very nervous about this. Now, he's lucky enough to have nobody pushing up from mid, but there you go. Getting the head glitch angles. Darion taken off. He could have gotten one more kill if he just waited one more second, but Deathmaker's been taken off. So 1-for-1 trade, and Louvre, they still don't need to panic.
And I mean, yeah, it's 4-4. It's still gonna favor the attackers because they can bunch up and hit a bomb site. But oh, the owl drone! The owl drone! Oh no, 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 no! Just so unfortunate. Their hellfighter getting timing. But Marzel up close, personal. Right down. Can he do more? He has to do more. But flaring, the birthday boy, he's here. He means to play, and he's gonna get the kill and puts up his own Viper Spit just for good effect. And now it's all down to Ace and Vibhor to mount this retake.
Vibhor must be so annoyed. He put up that Viper Spit all for nothing. It was only to discourage the people from coming from its B and go to its A instead. But he got exactly what he wanted, just not in the way he thought it would be presented to him. And this is a pretty difficult retake. Most likely, Velocity are going to save. Unless somebody gets a kill, they will most likely not go for this. Vibhor spending too much time near the brown boxes, and Ace is trying to go the long way around, but they're running out of time, so maybe Ace only has a couple of exit frags in his destiny. Yeah, they do have exit frags in their destiny, but Vibhor is lost, so it's fine. I guess this round goes to Louvre, and you were right. They woke up indeed, and they chose violence.
Yeah, but in choosing violence, they should have also picked up some amount of, well, caution, because they lost 4 guns there. The money situation on Louvre isn't the best. Their economy is still teetering on the verge of breaking, and they're going to have to scrape the bottom of the barrel to scrounge together a buy. But on the flip side, they have seized some of the momentum. Deathmaker though still has the op. The money is still looking good on Velocity. They can comfortably buy into the next round as well. So they need to win this though, because you don't want that. You don't want it building. No, Deathmaker. F.
And now even the null command's activated, so nobody will have any abilities. Darion just on a killing spree. Somebody stop this man.
He just W'd. Dude just pressed W. And he was like, let's go. Played this like Quake. And there we go. Marzel gets taken out by Redco. It looks like this is looking like a flawless round coming out from Louvre. That was a masterpiece.
And it's not like he did anything special. No, not at all. Just him and a train of death behind him. Darion leading the charge. Of course, there were other coaches in the train as well in case Darion dies, but nah. This man, like a steam engine, steamrolls over all of Velocity, and now Vibhor just forced to play for picks. Consolation frags at this point.
Well, his position is known, but the thing is, because of the economy over on towards Louvre, I don't think they're going to be committing too many players to this hunt. So Vibhor should be able to save the gun. Darion looking to pick up the op. Does he pick up the op though? No, he's more than happy with the Vandal. I mean, when you can click heads like that, you don't even need an op.
I know, yeah. So, the economy thing that you spoke about, it was essential for Louvre to win this one. If they lost it, then Velocity would be once again in the driving seat. We know that if you lose a round immediately after winning one, your economy is going to be down in the dumpster. So it was essential that Louvre not only win this one, but also keep most of their players alive, and that's what happened. So at this point, both these teams are more or less tied in the economic department. They might be tied in the score lines too if this round does not go VLT's way, and they're taking every precaution to do so. Tactical timeout came through. They must analyze what went wrong for them. Of course, they know what went wrong. Darion hit them like a train rather.
Yeah, Darion just channeling his inner Miley Cyrus, coming in like a wrecking ball and taking everything and everyone along with him to the next round. It's like, chalo. And woof. Like, if your duelist is doing things like that, he doesn't even, like, not even using utility, just W left click. I mean, at the end of the day, right, it is a first-person shooter. And if you're not going to click heads, all your strategies and all your setups can just, will fall by the wayside. And Darion just showing you what, like, just every now and then, some puggy gameplay mixed into some methodical approaches can really throw a spanner in the works for your opponents.
Right here.
And he did it all without any flashes. There's just one blade towards the top of high mid. That's it. No flashes, no trades required, nothing of that sort. This time, Louvre once again betting towards the A site. And it's Redco who's trying to do what Hellfighter was doing in the first half. Support the Cyphers on a similar approach. He's probably going to hit that site later, but Deathmaker is available. and nobody can nerf him just yet. He's even got the blade storm available if things are needed, if they do get hot and heavy, but they're moving away from here.
Almost a collateral there. Yeah, the corner does get checked. They know that the Cypher is up to no good. Redco, he's discovered. He's gonna try and gather some intel over towards mid with his cam. Not really gonna get any love. And oh, Redco, he's perched up. He's feeling it. He's trying to play Assassin's Creed. He's perched up again. Death from above. Can he rain it down? Well, that wall is keeping Vibhor alive. Marzel spots him.
Nice.
Marzel domes him. And Marzel takes him out for good this round. Lendo, 24 points of health, does get the kill. Vibhor in with the trade. Quick trades now, quick peeks. Oh! Redco through the ult does get the kill. But
30 seconds
Helef
left.
with that Guardian, making sure things do not get out of hand. 3 people kept alive. Good round finally coming out from Velocity. They managed to stem the flow of rounds. They managed to put a stopper to this momentum and move ever so close to map point.
And Marzel's ult came in clutch over there. You wouldn't expect someone to pop the Seekers while they're on the site and it's been attacked, right? You would most likely expect that this guy will play off of the flashes and then try to peek out those boxes so that they can get some kills. But no, those Seekers, they kept Vibhor alive for just that little bit longer, discovering that there is someone coming from mid and not just all of the people coming in from B main. Timing from Velocity worked really well this round. And of course, Deathmaker as well, getting those nutty kills, forcing everyone to discourage going from A and send them hurtling towards the B corridors where everyone is prepared. This time it's Ace making sure that Jerion doesn't go on a killing spree. He most likely prefers coming towards Elbow, so this has been his staple spot. Although this time, we don't have Redco coming down Brown House like you would normally expect. Hunter's Fury to initiate the fighting. This will most likely kill out the most common angle, but no kills just yet. And Vibhor gets healed up by Marzel already. But while they are talking about all of this, they move in. Toxin Screen not available just yet, but that's completely fine. Your Viper is dead, but you can make sure that the Molotovs keep the enemies at bay. Oh my god, Hellfighter! Catches Len as he was trying to drop from the other side. Now he's taken off his hat and knows exactly where his enemies are. And that they can do what he does best, decapitate some people. Juicy not letting him do his mission, but it's Hellfighter now in a 1v1. Cypher versus Cypher, and unfortunately it's Redco who doesn't have any utility placed on the B side, so he's just gonna have to play on the back of this dry peak. And Hellfighter's the one who's got the timing against him.
Oh no. I wish people would stop taking out their knives in the middle of a gunfight. Good try though, very good try, but Louvre just able to hold strong. Just both the players, both DM and Vibhor on that retake attempt, getting timing to high heavens and getting taken down. Deathmaker pulling out the knives, but KO hitting a nasty headshot onto him, and then once it comes down to a 1v1, I think it does favor the attackers a little bit because it's a post-plant scenario, and just ooh. Okay then, Darion opening things up, knives out and into Marzel. That's the initiative sees early round. Man advantage, but Deathmaker, he's out on a fact-finding mission and he's looking to find some heads. Will he be able to do so though? Gonna peek out, he's gonna get spotted, does get the tag, is able to somehow dash his way out of trouble.
I'm starting to get nervous over here, Archie. There's not too many people stationed on this side. The people who are over here are already low on HP, and Ace just burning away inside that green goo. He's on 1 HP, but deliberately. He just wants to make sure that Redco doesn't check his angle. But it doesn't matter. The site's already fallen.
Spike down A.
Well, it is a 2v4.
Spike planted. Last
Oh,
player standing.
Redco, he just means business. Vibhor though, he's still alive. Can he make something happen? He's got a sheriff in hand. He's got crisp aim. And Redco, he's just chilling in his camera. He's just waiting for Vibhor to peek around the corner. And then he can switch off his iPad and just get the kill. There we go. 3k for Redco. All square, 11 to 11. We're going into the 23rd round, the penultimate round of the map. And, well, it does look like Louvre are getting some momentum back in their favor. Velocity Gaming, this is the time to dig deep and find your form. Will they be able to see off this round?
Velocity have been rotating on time, but I kind of feel like their mid is not as secure as they would like it to be. Their Brown Hall's defense is still not that bad, but it's mostly their mid region that they're struggling with. Deathmaker this time pushing down mid all by himself. Probably not going to find anyone just yet. Maybe can catch flaring if he tries to rotate towards the B side. And of course, why wouldn't he rotate towards B? Vipor has already activated his Viper Spit, so maybe there's a chance they don't contest this.
And it sounds to me as if Deathmaker is getting a lot of information. He would have heard Juicy and Darion rotate from mid, and that should prompt a more A-heavy defense coming out from, or at least some more presence towards mid. Well, Deathmaker realizing that this could get dangerous. He gets one, manages to make his way out of trouble. And there we go, the Sova ult coming out, but the Molotov, Marzel's burning away. He doesn't care. He's going to try and do as much damage, but Len picking out both players who had presence towards mid, brings it down to a 3v3. And now again, the round swings in favor of the attackers because, like we said, they can bunch up and hit a bomb site, and they're looking to go towards B with 30 seconds left on the clock. If they get that kill onto Viper, this could be huge because the
Hellfighter only has the camera over here. He doesn't have any trap fires, and he doesn't even have any backup. This could be good. He might just die, and he has no choice. If he goes back, it's the snake bite. If he stays here, it's the bullets. It's just unfortunate. Shock Dot's trying to deny the plant, but Redco's lurk. It's gonna kill Vibor as well. Alright, 2 ace. 1v2 required off of him. One on the pillar, one playing all the way around. He knows that the Cypher is missing, so if he can get the kill on the flaring, he can at least take the half defuse right now. Still paranoid about getting shot from mid, but that's not where his nemesis is. And Redco is in the exact position when he was able to win a 1v1 against Hellfighter last time. He's able to win it against Ace this time. This man just does not lose those clutches. Same angle, but he's able to win it both times. And this time he did not even have the HP. Oh, just so unfortunate.
And
I love at least...
See, I think they've realized that, the Indian team is favoring, Velocity is favoring Vandals, and he's using the game mechanics to his advantage to the fullest. He's got a Phantom, it's more accurate over longer ranges, and he's going to do just that. Make it as difficult for Ace to land that long-range spray down as possible, and he's going to stack the chips in his favor. There we go, fast play towards elbow. Darion already up towards double boxes in mid. And Vibhor with the Spectre playing up close and personal. Do we see another fast round coming out from Louvre? Oh, F. Marzel.
Better play dodgeball.
He's in the spot of bother. Vibhor gets one. Marzel does get killed, and Darion is dead. And that's the B defense just completely taken out. Hellfighter from range, trying to make something happen. Dodging the flash. Getting caught by the second one, but Juicy, I think he may have flashed himself in an effort to land a cheeky pop flash.
That's not really a problem. This 3v4 could easily go in the favor of Louvre, and they could finish off this map right here and now. Deathmaker still waiting for Darion to peek, but he's just not giving him the satisfaction. Someone needs to boil him out. Maybe a spell-time shot that could do the trick, but Darion catches both of them in a single spell swoop. Oh my god, that was so good.
That is unfortunate because 13 to 11, there we go, birthday boy on the screen. And yep, these are your victors. Louvre picking up Velocity Gaming's map pick 13 to 11. It was a close fought battle, but in the end, Louvre just proving to be just that extra bit stronger on this map as compared to Velocity Gaming. And unfortunate for Velocity, a lot of rounds came down to just getting timinged for them. They couldn't really, the Sova dart, the Viper spit on that final round onto Helef, just catching him off guard. And then once you're vulnerable, you're just 2 bullets and you're into the grave. It's just so many rounds. Deathmaker as well has the angle, has been holding it for the longest time. A recon dart comes his way just behind him, looks towards it, and that's the moment Darion decides to peek out and end his existence. Just so many things just aligning for Louvre. Dude, the birthday buff is real.
I know, right? I mean, all of this happened to Louvre, and somehow when they try to provide each other backup, it works like a charm. But Velocity really couldn't do the same. Case in example, the penultimate round. Deathmaker is pushing down mid. He's managed to get a kill. He dashes back, but then take a look at what had to be done to dig him out of that position. Marzel came in to rescue him. Ace had to pop his Hunter's Fury, and unfortunately, that wasn't enough because both Marzel and Deathmaker were silenced. They were suppressed, so they couldn't use any utility, and they both ended up dying nonetheless. Turned into a 3v3, which easily won, which was easily gone in the favor of Louvre. So all this stuff that Louvre do to support their teammates, it somehow works for them because they keep it simple. Velocity, of course, there was a massive improvement in the performance, but it just simply wasn't enough to overcome the birthday buff.
Nope, it wasn't. But credit where credit is due. Darion, holy hell, what a game from him. Like the things he did on that jet, disgusting. 27 frags on Darion, and he was just styling on Velocity time to time from round to round. And yep, we have some highlights for you just to showcase the kind of awesomeness and shenanigans that went down. We had an ace from Marzel, we had Darion's 3k, which was just absolutely insane. Very good rounds coming out across the board. And well, the end of the day, there had to be one winner, and it was Louvre. It was a close fought battle, but they do come out on top. And now, going into the second map, it is their map pick. So, Velocity, they need to dig deep, find their resolve, shake this off, and come back swinging.
Yeah, I mean, in Breeze, at least, Velocity and Louvre have never faced each other before. So this was uncharted waters for both these teams. And of course, Louvre must have seen what Velocity did yesterday against Bleed. So I think they've done their homework. Although, going into Icebox, last time Louvre was able to win 13-4. Now, that's a pretty dominant scoreline. I'm not sure if Velocity will be able to overcome it once more, but I'm pretty sure they've done their homework. So this should be a much more close game. Although I must say, the things that Louvre did in this round, sometimes they were falling prey to Velocity's tactics. I mean, Hellfighter was an absolute charm in the first half. His Brown Halls play was getting them the advantage every time. And because of him, sometimes he was able to alleviate pressure on the A side, but allowed for people like Marzel and Vibhor to get in there and get that plant. If it wasn't for Hellfighter in the first half, then they would have not won as many rounds. It wouldn't have been a 7-5 half. Ace, though, while Hellfighter was doing all his stuff on A, Ace was busy setting up fakes towards B and sometimes even helping them get into the side. So that indeed was also very important. So they were the two main key players, in my opinion, in this, at least in the first half. Of course, in the second half, things changed when Darion started to hit their nutty shots.
Like, not just nutty shots, he was a constant thorn across the board. He was pushing when they were on the defense, when Louvre were on the defense, and when they were on the attack. Darion just did not let go of that W key. Kept at it, kept pressuring, kept making space for his teammates to work into and just get more room, get more maneuverability, and then the abilities coming out from the rest of his teammates. KO was like Juicy was brilliant on that KO. Just so much work he's doing with that suppression, with those flashes, and well, didn't leave too much room for the Velocity boys to get much done, because every time they're trying to peek a corner, as you pointed out, that suppression comes in and then you're just left stranded. You're like, okay, now I just have my gun and my left click, but there's three people. How do I get out of here? You don't. You die.
You don't, exactly. And that's what wasn't working for them. Sure, maybe that thing could have never gotten off because he never had his dash in the first place, but Marzel, he still had all his utility. He was able to get the kill in this pistol round, but the round that I was talking about, he was basically standing like a sitting duck over there, and that's just so unfortunate. Of course, we both had his moments too.
Yeah.
Quad kill for him, ace for Marzel, just highlight material all over the place, and it was really good to look at, and it gave us a little bit of hope that maybe Velocity can actually pull this off. Except then Darion decides to activate himself later on and shut all hopes and dreams down.
Yep, but then again, we will be going into the second map, which is gonna be Louvre's pick. It's Icebox, I think. Yeah, Haven being the decider. Icebox, I've seen Velocity play it once. I think against it was Team Exploit, I think, and they look pretty confident on it. But then again, this is a completely different beast that they're going up against. Louvre. is objectively the better team, in my opinion. Wow, that's kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? Objectively, in my opinion.
Yeah, just like
Anyway.
standing like a sitting duck.
Yes. Ah.
Yeah, so it's full of oxymorons today.
But yeah, we've got a very good game ahead of us as well. And well, the highlights speak for themselves. The caliber is there, velocity. Just the stars not aligning. They just got unlucky in a crucial few rounds. And Louvre, they're going to make the most of anything that comes their way, be it luck, be it providence, be it just mistakes. They're going to pounce, they're going to capitalize because they mean business. And that's exactly what they delivered. Stone cold business. And there we go.
Yeah.
13-11 is what the final score stood at. Close, but still so far for velocity.
And like a shrewd gold businessman, Louvre kept on changing up their strats. You remember there was this one round where I said Darion and his late mid peaks are working for them. Now, the moment I said that, Velocity took a tactical timeout, and there you go, Darion started to hit even faster. This was the round which I was talking about, where Deathmaker went down to its mid, and there was Marzel to dig him out of that position. Ace had to activate his Hunter's Fury just to rescue them, but it still did not work. Darion was just too strong in that region. That's what happens when Louvre are, clumped up together and they're hitting you like an unstoppable force of people just raining down from the sky. There's just no end to their aggression. And no matter what Velocity did over there, they just could not save their teammates who were in a pickle. So that's unfortunate, and they kept on losing members like that. Darion, of course, the MVP of the game. 27 frags for this man. So many impact frags. Most of them were first bloods. And that's how you get the win for your team. Just straight up murder people.
Yeah, there was a very high impact jet coming out from Darion. 7 first bloods. 7 first bloods. And he just, he was on a roll. He just had, he just did not care. He's like, I'm not going to give you the respect that you deserve. I'm just going to go and play my game. And he did. And he got so many opening kills. But let's not forget about the role Redco played in that attack. His lurks, just cutting off rotations even before they had a chance to mount a retake, so clutch, so critical. And even this man managed a first blood. So yeah, that was a very aggressive Cypher, a very methodical Cypher as well at times, wherein he could just shut down a bomb site all by his lonesome. He's done that so many times on the defense when Velocity decided to hit B and just walked into an entire site full of Cyphers, gifts, trap wires, cages, the camera detecting them, and it just bought Louvre so much time in those critical seconds towards the end. But speaking of critical seconds towards the end, guys, it's time for a short break. We'll be back with the second map, which is going to be Icebox, in just a little bit. So don't go anywhere. Stick around, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you're feeling a little elite and always getting the opportunity to call us cringecasters, join the channel so that you can constantly have a great time. We'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The AMD presents the Esports Club Showdown Valorant. This is Fed, and with me is Crips, and we just witnessed a cracking game of Valorant between Louvre from Singapore and Velocity Gaming from India on the map Breeze. It was a very closely fought contest, 13-11. It ended in the favor of Louvre. But now we have the second map coming up, which is Icebox, and which is Louvre's pick. Now, this is where it gets tricky, right? Because Velocity lost their map pick. It was a very closely fought affair, but that loss can weigh heavy on the psyche of the players, because yesterday they just were completely dominant on this map. But today they got unlucky in critical rounds and crucial rounds. They lost a few crucial duels and rounds, and they just could not manage to claw their way back into winning ways. And now they're on the enemy's home turf. This is going to be a long, fought out, hard map, a battle of attrition. And I hope that Velocity have used this time, this little gap, to reconvene and to compose themselves and, just start with a blank slate. Crips,
Yeah.
what do you think, man? What's going to happen?
I mean, yeah, sure. Breeze was supposed to be Velocity's pick, and they were pretty dominant on it yesterday. But we can't keep forgetting that Louvre also were very dominant in Icebox the last time these two teams faced each other. They were winning 13-4 last time.
Ooh.
That's how dominant Louvre were. The half was 9-3, and as we all know, 9-3 is supposed to be a cursed scoreline, right? Nope, no comebacks for Velocity in that one. They were only able to get one round in the second half, so it was pretty bad for Team Velocity last time around on this map, but I hope they've learned something or the other.
Well, and look at the agent selection coming out from Louvre. They've gone for that double duelist, Reyna and Jet. For one, like, I shake in my boots whenever I see Reyna and Jet together, because these two people, these two operators, they are the bane of my existence, because they're almost impossible to trade if they're getting those opening frags. One can dash out, the other can dismiss, and that dismiss, when you're trying to get the trade, is the most
Choose your
infuriating feeling in this game, because it's just like it's like the bird. It's like Reyna is flipping you off while killing your teammates and laughing in your face. The
I know.
ultimate BM operator.
I know. And this is going to play havoc in Velocity's plans because they never expected a Reyna pickup. Last time, both the teams had identical lineups in the maps. So they both had a Sage, they both had Killjoy, Sovas, and whatnot. So they were probably going to be expecting a Sage once again this time around. But with Reyna on board, I think this is a big thing for Team Louvre because Velocity are expecting Louvre to be very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a certain level of aggression you can play with when you have a Sage on your team, but that just completely changes when you have a Reyna. You can be so much more aggro. And now Velocity were expecting Louvre to be aggressive, but will they expect this much aggression? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see whether they can muster up the courage to pick up a fight against these two deadly duelists.
Ooh, not just the operators, but the players playing them. Holy hell! Like, you've got Juicy on the Jet and Darion on the Reyna. We already saw what Darion can do on the Jet. That man was just a man possessed. And Juicy, I think Juicy was playing. What was he playing in the last map?
He was playing the KO, I think. No,
he was playing the KO,
after.
and he was playing the KO, and it was just, oh man, like, and I haven't honestly seen KO being played that effectively at this level. And man was very impressive on that initiator or controller. I forget. He's got flashes.
Yeah, KO is supposed to be a controller. Sorry, he's supposed to be initiator. My bad.
Initiator, right?
He's initiator, yeah.
But it's just so effective. The knives that he was using to suppress and open up spaces and room for his attackers for the duelists and the other teammates to push in. So good. So many trades that man single-handedly facilitated. And my God, this guy can be scary.
I know. I mean, of course, he is a scary person. But what's even more exciting was how Len was able to use his recon darts on time. Because of his utility, sometimes Darion was able to get into those uncomfortable angles and catch the players of Velocity off guard, like literally sneaking past their defenses. Let's see if that happens again this time or not, as we are about to jump into Icebox, ladies and gentlemen. Velocity starting on defense, Louvre on attack. And keep in mind, last time it was a 9-3. I'm not sure if Velocity can stop the rolling thunder that comes out from Louvre this time around.
Ooh, I mean, they would have done their research, they would have done their homework, and they should be prepared for this onslaught. And it looks like it's going to be early contact towards B. And
yeah, but how good is that homework going to be when the syllabus has changed?
That is also true. We prepared for X, but B was asked and B was out of syllabus. Hota yaar. It happens. But it's all about adaptability. It's about being proactive as well as a healthy balance between being proactive and reactive. It's better if you're proactive, but hey, if you can make mid-round adjustments to counter your opposition, nothing like it. There we go. Marzel pops his Kinder Joys of Doom, and he's going to have to fall off the angle. He's getting faced by 2 players, and he's going to get taken down almost immediately. Darion, he's just pushing forward, YOLOing up front. He's got the heals to work with. The shock dart, though, is going to do a spot of damage, but it is a 4v5 retake situation for Velocity Gaming. Spike goes down. Post plants come out, and they are good, Crips. These post plants are solid.
Yeah, Darion playing in a one and done angle. Of course, he can afford to play one and done. He can always fall back. Deathmaker trying to follow up. He gets re-peaked. Okay, Darion brave enough to do that. Barrier Orb will come through. This should allow them to go for the defuse right off the bat, but then they can always go around the other side of 410 and stop this from happening. The Kinder Joys of Doom get popped, and the sweet, sweet blood of the players of Velocity is falling down on the ground. Deathmaker somehow does not get double peak just yet, but he's getting toyed around with. Nice headshot onto Len. One more to follow up, but he can't defuse. The snake bite will stop him, and Redco doesn't even let him escape with his dignity.
Last player standing.
Oh, beautiful stuff from Team Louvre.
Like, you know, I could, as Deathmaker was trying to get those 2 isolated 1v1s between the Sova and the Killjoy, I could just see the X-ray of flaring. Like, he's just standing there staring at the lineup, doing his trig homework in his head, all the numbers flashing, and then just at the right time, as Sova dies, that green spit bubble comes and falls right on the spike, and I'm pretty sure that's when Deathmaker knew that it's over. Like, there's no time left. It's just not gonna happen. And well, first round, the pistol going the way of Louvre.
More to follow. They've got better weaponry. Darion even brave enough to pick up a Vandal in the second round. And it's not just him. Redco has a Phantom. So that tells you everything you need to know. Only Deathmaker has the Sheriff. Everyone else on Classic. So this is most likely going to be a throwaway round for Team Velocity. I'm surprised Velocity isn't playing aggressively anywhere. They just have one person, that's the Sage, pushing out of tubes. Vibhor hasn't found any info on mid just yet, but he's probably not peeking because of the turret that's been placed over there.
Yeah.
Other than that, no such aggression. Nothing to write home about from Velocity.
Yeah, and Helef, he's gonna get a lot of traffic headed his way very soon. The bomb is also rotating. There we go. The Killjoy Molotov to flush off yellow boxes. The wall gets put up, but there is a gap around the edge that they could seek to exploit. Oh, who cares about gaps and exploitation? You can just W key your way through, get the kill and fall back. Helef in a spot of bother. A bait of fire coming through, spamming. Marzel gets taken down on the flank, flaring, ever so aware, ever so active, ever so vigilant. And well, I mean, this is an eco round at the end of the day for Velocity. If they can manage to get even a couple of kills, that's going to be good, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And there we go. Deathmaker does get the kill onto Len. There can be more kills.
Okay.
A flurry of kills. That is 3 kills in very quick succession. But then again, the timer has ticked down on the spike. It's not looking like it's going to get diffused, but the 3 rifles get taken out of the equation. But 2 of them will be able to get recovered. Good economic damage, Grips. This is keeping the money on Louvre honest.
Yeah, and I think most of the times when you have a bonus round, the buy round that follows up for the other team always nets them the advantage. It always goes like this, right? First team having Spectres, and then in the buy round the other team has Phantoms and Vandals. That is not the case this time around, which is rare. It's a rare occurrence, and in the third round we are seeing both the teams having Phantoms and Vandals each. Oh my god, Louvre have just as much firepower as Velocity, so the one thing that could have gone Velocity's way this time around, it doesn't exist anymore. That advantage is no longer their own. It's not exclusive. Just getting toyed around with, jumping up and down, forcing the frags out of Hellfighter. And he's been forced to fall back as well. Of course, Dawson screen, the timing could work against him, but he just survives that. Hellfighter on 70-something HP. 2 bullets should be enough to kill him. Rotation on its way towards the B side, but the 2 defenders on A are just now starting to move up. It's Deathmaker and Marzel. They're starting to hit the other side, and they haven't seen anyone to its A just yet, so they know that this is going to be a B hit, but are they aware about a potential push from Tube? Vibhor was aware, but can't do much. Now Hellfighter strapped. He's in no man's land. He's surrounded in every direction, and he's not much longer for this world. Just clinical precision from Team
Spike
Louvre.
planted.
Even Deathmaker's backstab has been dealt with. Nothing is seem to going their way.
One enemy remaining.
Like, they just don't care. Redco on 30 HP. They're just, oh my days, a flawless round. And you know what? This was just Velocity getting outplayed. There's no other explanation. The way Louvre collapsed onto that B bomb site, just waiting on the timing for that Sage wall to go, and then just pouncing on that Sage in kitchen, just completely nullifying and cutting the map in half, then catching the rotations off guard. It was just so clinically executed. That was excellent from Louvre. Velocity
Yeah.
Gaming, they just, there's no other excuse. There's no excuse this time around. They just got like outplayed, completely and utterly outplayed.
Yeah, and what's worse is that Velocity could see this coming. They knew that it's gonna be a B hit because all the defenders, that's Marzel and Deathmaker, have already pushed out of A and they don't see anyone. So naturally, they will expect a B push. But what Vibor did not expect was getting double peeked over there near Tube as soon as that wall expired. He peeked just to make sure that nobody passes through, but what good is that? Not at all. I mean, Hellfighter even then getting trapped over there, he has to watch not only the people who are coming in from B greens, but now also oranges, and that's too much to ask from him. The other three players, as they were trying to move into the B side for the retake, they were just completely and utterly denied.
Yep, just destroyed is the word you're looking for. Like, there was, like, they didn't even have a chance. It didn't even look like for even a second that Velocity had anything to give in that previous round. But now it's a new round, it's a new day, and the knives are out on Deathmaker. Can he make something happen? He's gonna miss his first. In the meantime, Hellfighter swinging with that Sheriff.
Oh, risky peeks by Marzel. Shock Dart's gonna go his way, but he dodges that. Still out in the open, can very much get caught off guard. 4 defenders already in place. Slow ops to make sure that they get a little bit more time, but will the additional people present over here help Velocity defend? Unlikely. Darion even comes in from mid, so Deathmaker is aware about this potential push, but what's he gonna do about it?
Yeah, 1v3, 3 knives, 3 headshots. Well, that's one. Can he do more? We know he's capable. We know this guy means business. And the spike hasn't gone down yet because Sova, he's like, you know what, guys? I'm gonna go B. Flaring, all the best. Okay? Now, Flaring is marking that retreat, marking that mid push, and he spots out Deathmaker. That information is gonna get relayed, and now Deathmaker, he's got the world on the weight of the world on his shoulders. And Lenny, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but considering the team name is Louvre, let's go with the French pronunciation for this name, Len. And he is he's gonna pop out, he's gonna pop his head. And again, see, this is what mystifies me, right? Velocity are doing better on their ecos than they are doing when they have the guns out. And I'm not sure how or why that is.
Deathmaker even had a gun to work with in that round. He found it off the corpse of Darion. Even spotted out Flaring over there, so he could have killed the birthday boy and then had a 1v1 against the Soa. But if things went wrong, Len always had the Hunter's Fury in his pocket, so he could have pulled it out as a trump card. Now there's so many more ultimates available on Louvre. They've got the Lockdown, the Hunter's Fury. What do Velocity have? Just the Lockdown. And if they pop it, then Len can any day deny it. So they can't even use that.
I mean, that's been the issue, right? Because it's only been Marzel, I think, who's been getting consistent. Marzel and Deathmaker, and Deathmaker's already popped his ult in the previous round. There's just been so little action for the rest of the team. They've just been dying. They haven't been able to, build the confidence up. They haven't been able to build their ults up. And on the flip side, Louvre, they've got 3 ults just waiting. They've got the Hunter's Fury, they've got the Lockdown, they've got the knives on Jet. And I think the Empress isn't that far away. And like once these ults come into play, rounds just start disappearing. There we go. Marzel, a pretty cheeky off angle. He does get the opening frag. He's decaying away, but the op does come into support. Marzel gets a second. Redco managed to equalize things. In fact, well. There we go. Parity has been restored. Redco. It's going to be Sova And Killjoy versus the Viper and the Jet. And Deathmaker, he's got the operator. He can make... that's information.
Timing!
Ooh.
He could have stopped the Sua from crossing towards
10
the planting
seconds
area in that position, but now the snake bites missed, the timing's gone, and Hellfight is dead. Plus, there's a lockdown available, and Deathmaker is barely alive. If that one peak went in the favor of Hellfighter, this whole round could have been very, very different. I mean, he was looking at him. He was looking at Len. He could have killed Len as soon as he crossed. That would have resulted in the spike not getting planted. Plus, there were snake bites available to deny that area as well. So that would have probably forced Redco to plant somewhere towards 410. And in that position, he doesn't have the opportunity to fall back into a decent post-plant position. Oh, just possibilities, possibilities. And once again, they got timinged. The curse of Breeze continuing over even in the tundra of Icebox.
Yeah, getting timing, then just not being able to land your shots. And Louvre, just better at this point. They're just looking that shade bit better than Velocity, and they're just winning their duels, and they're just using their utility in a manner that enables their operators to go in and take the bomb site, snatch it from their opposition. Marzel, commendable job from him, getting two kills I think he got in that previous round as the push started. But he needs his teammates to come up and deliver and step up to the platter. Deathmaker there with the operator. Unfortunate, like, he misses the shot because it's a very good peek coming out from Len. And oh, ace! Oh my god, deleted. Shift deleted. Early round.
There's still two defenders towards Yellow, so this could be possible for them to take home. Deathmaker, good for one, but now he's got laser beams heading in his direction. His teammate's already dead, and Deathmaker's up in the air, down on the ground, and 6 feet under.
Oh.
Imagine being good enough to hunt down a flying jet.
It was the peak that finally did it. Like, he saw Jet's trajectory and then was like, oh, you're going to play that game, are you? All right,
Yeah.
I'm not going to shoot where you are. I'm going to shoot where you will be. And Jet just helplessly floats into that ult beam, and the Hunter's Fury able to take him down 6-0. This game is spiraling out of control for Velocity. They need to dig deep and find some resolve, some modicum of, grit, and then bring it hard and bring it fast to the server, because right now they're looking all over the place. They're looking out of sorts. This is not going well for them at all.
Louvre have been clinical on their A side executes. Now, last time they were successful because of Flaring's Poison Cloud. He put it towards Rafters so that nobody from top could peek. This time he hasn't even done that. And yet, they're finding success. So that tells you everything you need to know. It wasn't about them placing their utility well to throw Velocity off their comfortable angles. No matter where Velocity are, they will still win the duels. That's how powerful Louvre are feeling right now. And they've got 4 ultimates. More to follow this time. Marzel still playing on top of pipes. He's been always playing on verticality, whether it's 410 or whether it's on pipes. So they are aware about Marzel's position. But can they figure out that Deathmaker is also over here with the op? Darion has picked off ace towards B, but that is just a decoy. The spike was supposed to go towards the A side, but now the plan has changed, and now Juicy is the only one left over here as a lurk. So the attacker, the duelist now, has turned into a lurker of sorts. Spike heading towards B, and even the Killjoy is present at the top of Kitchen. Darion's providing cover for him. There's just so much control on Louvre, locking into nothing, and Darion just keeps on popping off. This is criminal. Oh, and the wide peak like that.
Is this a pug?
What
happened,
seems like one.
That round, like, I feel bad for our observer at this point, specifically for that last round, because it was so chaotic, because kills were happening all over the map. People were rotating willy-nilly. It looks like a complete breakdown in comms. Over
Yeah,
on the
but
side
it's
of
so...
Velocity.
But, no, not just Velocity. For a second, it also felt like a breakdown in the comms of Louvre, right? Because they were all over the place. But, my god, this is just orchestrated chaos.
Yep, this is like your classic strat. Like go B, no, I got a pick. Go A. No, come back B. I got another pick. And the bomb, the spike carrier is just playing this proverbial tug of war, stuck between like clashing comms, and the defenders are equally confused. There we go, the peak coming in. Redco opening things up. Deathmaker does get that juicy trade. Is he good for more?
Nice.
Of course he is. It's Deathmaker, guys. Never count this man out. And this is the Velocity that we're familiar with. Come on, guys. Like, you guys can do it. You have to do it. There's not much time left. in this first half. 7-0. Need to get something done. Oh, the Viper's Pit. This could be huge.
And the moment they pop the lockdown, even the Hunter's Fury is initiated so that they can deny the spike plant, but that's not going to happen. At least it's a 3v3. Juicy manages to bring it back. There's very few spots that they can hold on to right now, but it doesn't matter because they're going to go there nonetheless. 2 players get detained. Oh, this is bad. Someone's going to have to step up, and it's Juicy who's going to have to play bodyguard, and he's good enough. They don't see him. He's right under them. He's got his gun back online, but Marzel somehow saves them. Oh, this was so risky.
But so good. And they finally managed to put the first round on the board. Is this the comeback? Do we dare to dream? Ladies and gentlemen, first round, that to a Thrifty. This is going to give them, this should give them the confidence that they've been playing with so far in this tournament. These guys are so good. They've consistently strung together Thrifty rounds, pushing back strong and weak opponents in equal measure. And I think this could be the start of something great.
Yeah. One of the win conditions for Velocity was to disrupt the planting time of Louvre. I mean, if they're attacking, yeah, sure, they have all their crosshairs trained, but when they are planting, that's when they don't. So you need to stop them while they are doing that and somehow disrupt their flow. That's the only way to stop Louvre, and Velocity have finally figured it out. So their win condition is now secure. But can they still win these duels out? That depends on Deathmaker and Vipor. Both of them playing 1-2 around this yellow box. One on swing, the other one probably going to play contact when the others get up close. Shock darts will force them back. So now it's only Deathmaker left towards yellow. Vibor has fallen back towards the side, and of course Deathmaker can join him because he's the jet, but does he find the timing? Yes, he does, and now his ult's available.
Oh no! In the meantime, the A hit has come in full measure. It's going to be the attacker Killjoy that's going to pop the ult, and that's going to force Velocity off the bomb site. Vibor, does he peek this? Yes, he does, and he does one better. Decapitates Darion for good measure, but there's Flaring with the instant trade. And Hellfighter's ult. Oh.
Yeah,
no.
but he can get revived. And Hellfighter, he will have his Viper Spit available back again. But Vipor isn't going for the resurrection. Flaring, he even kills Deathmaker. So now he's got so many more bodies on the floor. And he doesn't know which one to choose. They know exactly where he is. Pre-fire could come in any second. Redco playing on swing. Another one playing on contact. This has to be a bait revive. But can he protect him? Yes, he will. Flaring on the verge of an ace, but gets taken down. Redco now already planted the nanoswarm, so there will be plenty of time. Oh, he destroys one of those grenades, but not the other one. Redco has enough time to go on the other side of 410 box, but the plant is not for him. He's gonna have to swing. After Q's done, Hellfighter. Oh, no, wait. Vipor is just not able to get that one.
I mean, he didn't have much of a choice. The timer on that spike had run down so low. He had to stick it at least till half the fuse. If he'd faked it and peeked earlier, maybe he could have caught a more favorable peak as Redco turned the corner. But because the clock had ticked so low, he just had to stick it. And this is probably the worst possible outcome for Velocity, because they won a round and then they lose the next, getting immediately reset. And if you take a look over towards the money, Marzel can buy, Ace can buy. Deathmaker's already got his Marshall out, so he's good for this round, but everyone else is on Sheriffs. And this time around, though, no love. And it's a fast play towards the B bomb side. Deathmaker, he can possibly get overrun, and indeed he does. Deathmaker taken out of the equation very early on into the round. Vibor playing this cheeky angle. Does he get checked? Does he get checked? No, he doesn't. He's good for one. Can he fall back to safety? Yes, he can, but he's getting tagged up. He's getting shot to complete shreds, but he's still up. He's still surviving. Red HP, but he has healed himself up. Ace with the owl drone, trying to get some recon. Juicy will knock it out of the air. But it is just so difficult for anything to happen. 4 quick peaks, 4 instant deaths, and that's the 9th round on the board for Louvre.
So clinical. This was literally out of matchmaking. This is the kind of strats that you see in your regular casual game lobbies. Just push B, go for the plant. It wasn't even very complicated. All they needed was the toxin screen from Flaring, and that is enough. Flaring this time, the birthday buff giving him the ultimate and the highest frags on the server. He's got 13 kills and only 3 deaths. So that tells you everything you need to know. Velocity now need to step up. They need to start playing a little bit more aggressively and deny all this map control to Louvre. Or if they do choose to play passively, then they must make sure that their crossfires are on point and they do not get disrupted by the utility from Louvre. Contest Fury will tag up Vibor, but Techmaker has already discovered to its top. He's going to be forced to go on the other side, and now the recon dot. It's broken by Vibor, so Deathmaker's position is still not revealed, although he has gone back to his old ways. Mid-aggression this time won't work. Marzel, who's trying to go around the other side of Tube, hoping to get someone towards mid, but he's already got people inside of it, and there's nothing that can be done about it. Flaring, holding for Hellfighter to peek. The timing could not have been worse, and Hellfighter has now snuck into a very good position. If he can stay undetected over here, this would be great. He can catch everyone from Louvre off guard.
Oh no! Oh yes,
Easy gets
he's getting
2.
2. Can he do more?
One enemy
Len
remaining.
is in a 1v3 situation. He knows where Hellfighter is. Hellfighter gets the Viper spit off, and in his vulnerable state, Len is just not meant for much longer in this world. 9-2. Last round in the half. Can Velocity rally and get something going for them in the final dying moments of the first half? So far, it has been a very dominant performance from Louvre, but we have seen sparks of brilliance from Velocity as well. So it is not over, not by a long shot, but they need this round. At least a 9-3 half. It just sits different, right? 10-2 versus a 9-3. Just giving that it is a very mental game as well, and that just one round can be a huge boost in confidence.
Yeah, I mean, all this time Velocity were the ones getting timing, and now it works for them. So yeah, certainly it's a huge boost in confidence. Plus 9-3 is supposed to be that designated comeback scoreline. If they can get it again, maybe the numbers will play again in their favor. Maybe a little superstition is good. But if it is 9-3, this will be deja vu all over again. A hit on the way. Attackers incoming. Rotations already present. Vibor's the only one who hasn't rotated yet, but all 4 players now from Velocity present and ready to fight, ready to rumble. Trades go back and forth, but the man advantage still lies with the attackers. It's a 2v2, and a right to ace can stop this. He knows exactly where the right player was, ready to peek Redco as well. But now there's not much that Vibor can do. He's probably going to get detained. Luckily for them, Redco doesn't know exactly where he is, so he moves out. But instead of planting, Redco wants to go for the fight. This could catch Vibor off guard. He's not prepared for this. And the time... Oh, well, it's good to see that even
Switching sides.
a team like Louvre can get unfortunate timing like that. So, yeah, it just proves that they're human after all.
I blame Redco for this. You do not. You're in a 1v1. There's no need to take your knife out. I mean, just keep your gun out. You've heard them. I'm pretty sure Redco heard Vibor towards rafters as he was retreating from the KJ ult. So there's no need to have your knife out. Anyway, I mean, one man's misfortune is another man's, well, good luck. And in this case, it is going to be the 9-3 scoreline for Velocity Gaming in the first half. Started off shaky, but towards the end, stringing 2 rounds together back to back should put some modicum of confidence back in Velocity Gaming. Okay. That
Deja vu.
didn't last too long. And there we go. It's a fast hit towards the B bomb site, at least on the face of it. Will we see a swing? Look at the Reyna and the Jet. They're just YOLOing towards mid, like from A. They've pushed all the way up. The boys from Velocity, they're completely sandwiched. The Sage Wall comes up. The plant will go down. And it's a firing squad, but so much chip damage coming the way of Louvre. Marzel playing around this Viper wall. And the wall comes down. And Juicy takes off Marzel's head. It was not pretty. But it is a 4v4. It's a retake situation. And Deathmaker, nice shot on the flaring. Down goes Ace as well. But, oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Everyone's dead. And it is going to be the 4th round on the board. And a much needed pistol for Velocity.
Deja vu. This is literally deja vu. Even last time, the score was 9-3. And Velocity was able to win the pistol round of the second half. And then after that, it all went downhill. Oh my god, I'm so scared right now. And this was the exact same buy that Louvre had. 2 Sheriffs, a couple of Classics. They had a Spectre in the mix last time around, but not this time. So maybe it won't end up like it did last time. Maybe Velocity can still stay alive.
I mean, I believe in Velocity Gaming. I can feel the velocity right now, and let's see if my fanboying can power them towards another round victory. Well, Marzel and Hellfighter definitely seem to think along my lines. They've gotten the opening 2 frags, but well, Darion is still alive. He's still kicking with that Sheriff. Oh, Deathmaker lands a cheeky shot onto the Reyna through the Viper wall. Hellfighter, there we go. Darion gets 1 kill, but that's all he's gonna get for this round around, and it is gonna be Deathmaker to hit that final nail into the coffin for the 14th round. 9-5 the score stands, and well, first buy round coming out of Louvre. They've got the big guns, 2 Vandals, 3 Phantoms. Yes, half armor on a couple of players, but they definitely have the superior weaponry going into this round. We've got 4 Spectres and 1 Vandal out on Velocity Gaming. This looks like it's going to be a fast play towards the A-bomb side. They want to close the distance to the defenders as fast and as much as possible because of their weaponry. And Darion has got no chill. He has to vacate that forward position because of the Sova Dart. And yep, looks like it's going to be a consolidated A hit. No messing around, no mucking about. Just go in. Oh my god, just look at the firepower. Just look at the utility just raining down bullets and stuff everywhere. And Marzel, he's just pushing. He's got no care in the world. He's just W-keying it all the way in the faces of the guys from Louvre. And finally, he does get taken down. It is going to be the birthday boy Flaring who puts an end to Marzel's shenanigans. But it is a 4v2. Yes, Helef is low, but they've got the bomb down, they've got the wall up, they've got everything, and Deathmaker is finally clicking heads. And this is a cause for concern for Louvre, because if you let this man off the leash, he's coming for you. He's going to be chomping at the bits to prove his mettle, and he's been quiet for a while. And ooh, this is getting spicy. This is getting spicy.
Nope, it's getting better, and I'll tell you why. They are using Louvre's own medicine against them. This execute that Velocity did is the carbon copy of Louvre's execute. The curved toxin screen, the poison cloud on top of rafters, and then you have the nanostorm grenades towards screens. It's literally the exact same thing that Louvre did on their attacking half. They stole the page from their playbook, and now they're trying to make one even better. Once again, look at this. This is the exact same execute that Velocity tried last time, mid to B. And it's not a split, it's just a mid to B hit. Last time it did not work for Velocity, but this time it might just happen because the defenders are not in the same position as they were. They still have kitchen controls, and they have a good enough chance of winning this round. Hellfighter still holding for the backstab, making sure that anyone coming through from behind can't get inside. People trying to break open the wall, but Marzel is prepared over here. No, Flaring gets Hellfighter looking the wrong way. Now Len is fighting Deathmaker at the same time, and he might just get double peaked. He knows Marzel's around the corner, and the shock darts will kill him. It's going to be the end. How did he survive that one? That is unfortunate, but the defuse is being stuck, and somehow Webhole has to get this one. Oh, and what a clutch end moment kills for Webhole, and it somehow works out, but it was very, very difficult. Last time Velocity tried this mid to be hit, they already died before they got to the side, but now they left with only one player surviving, and this could have gone the way of Team Louvre. But I'm glad to see that Velocity fixed the chinks in their armor.
Let me just stop you there. The only reason that play worked is because
Eco.
Yeah. If Louvre had guns, we'd be singing a completely different tune, because that is, well, it worked because it was an eco, and it barely worked at that.
Yeah.
Now, no, playing a very dangerous game here, Deathmaker. The Hunter's Fury comes out, and Ace.
Oh my god!
Deathmaker. From where he is ulting all the way from spawn. That is the power of information. In the blink of an eye, one Hunter's Fury, and Len has just decimated the attack even before it had the chance of a start.
Imagine winning 2 rounds in a row, using strategies which failed for you last time, but now that you're about to go for something solid, it already gets dismantled. Just Velocity and their curses.
Oh, and that too just from one very well placed and well timed Hunter's Fury. Yeah, it is going to be a B hit, but I mean, 3v5, this is going to be a tall order because there's an operator on towards the B bomb side. Vibhor does get the res up onto Deathmaker, bringing it down to a 4v5. The KJ ult, I mean, yeah, it can be helpful, but the operator is playing so far back, it doesn't
30
really,
seconds left.
it doesn't really matter. LF is gone, and that wall is going to come down. Vibhor, though, gets one kill, does get taken down, traded by the operator. It's a 2v4. And Deathmaker, he's not a 65 HP. He's not got that much to work with. And Killjoy has to stay alive. This is going to be a very difficult retake. Very difficult hold for the attackers. 2v4, everyone bearing down on them. But let's just take a break. 1v2, Deathmaker coming in huge there. But Mazel again now. 1v2, man disadvantage. He's going to get the trade. Oh no, Flaring is ready with the immediate peak to secure the round. The 10th round for Louvre.
Yeah, and this could have gone Velocity's way. The revive came through on one of them. Deathmaker now available again, and that poison cloud towards the end, it wasn't covering Len. So Marzel has an easy line of sight onto him. If it wasn't for that quick refrag by Flaring, this could have gone Velocity's way. And Deathmaker's shots. So precise.
That's the difficult part, right? Because like, in a 1v2, it's your round to lose if you're the one with the numbers advantage. And Louvre are just not in any mood to give free rounds over to Velocity. We saw how hard they fought in that eco. They took out 4 guns. And now when they have the full buy, they're going to be damned if they're going to give up easy 1v1s. Deathmaker making a very nice play, getting 2 quick kills, but unfortunately unable to flick onto the third. Had he gotten the third, I'm pretty sure that round would have been theirs. But again, Louvre, the presence of mind, the composure that they show in these 1vx situations, not giving any free rounds away, is just phenomenal. And it is what's ensuring that they maintain the lead in this map, because they've had such a fantastic attacker half. Now it's just about seeing the game through, and so far they've not made too many missteps.
I hope they can continue down this path. Their missteps could very easily come one after the other, round after round. And once they start slipping, it's just so hard to get back up. Free reign over the ultimate orb for Team Louvre. Marzel not peeking out. His teammates weren't even present in that location. So after making a little bit of noise on the B side, they head towards A once again, but this fake is not nearly sold. They're still prepared for this one. Terion only has a Guardian this time. No, wait, that is a Phantom. Oh, the skin really bamboozled me. Ugly ass skin, but that's okay. He's playing a one-handed angle just like he usually does. Walks out into the open. No, that's the opportunity that Terion was not looking for. Hellfighter gets it. More frags to follow as Deathmaker comes through, and as soon as he gets that kill, a barrier up goes up, so no trades are possible. And that is exactly how Louvre like to play on the A side, and Velocity are giving them a taste of their own medicine. Their literal own strats now working against them, and somehow Louvre don't have a counter.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to throw everything along with the kitchen sink on towards the A bomb site and make sure that you come out on top of the duels, well, that's just the round for you. They got the 2 kills. They were they were in before Louvre knew what hit them. Oh, Flaring, he's not going to face. Woohoo! Redco, though, they're making this expensive. 2 guns already gone. I do not think that Velocity should be continuing on this hunt. They do not have the economy to afford to lose any more weapons. 10-8, they're inching close. They're closing the gap. They are trying to mount this comeback here, Velocity Gaming. But they need more rounds like this. They need more like emphatic rounds. Build up their economy, build up their money, and most importantly, not make any mistakes and give up more rounds. Oh, Flaring, he's got the ult up. It looks like it's going to be an early Viper spit towards the A bomb site, which may just force VLT's hand. But look at that, they're all bunched up towards mid. What do we expect from them?
I hope it's not one of those mid executes again that they tried during the eco round. We've got the Viper Spit, and of course, Juicy still very keen on peeking. Velocity are playing very passively. They're not looking for any aggression this time around. I mean, I don't blame them. It worked for them last time around. Consider this, in the previous round, Louvre, they tried to get the ultimate orb of A, and Velocity let them have it for free. They didn't care about contesting it. They hit A later on when most of the players of Team Louvre were already on the backlines towards Rafters, and that's when it did not work for them. Now they're trying to play up towards mid. The turret will not spot them just yet. They've already got Mountain Kitchen, and yeah, now Redco spots them out. He should be able to fall back, but if he does not, then Juicy has to be activated. They're aware about his position, so the slow up comes through, but it's not going to be enough to stop Juicy. And now they're falling back? Okay, what's the play over here? They've positioned most of the players of Louvre over here. They drew out the rotations, and now they're falling back. Juicy goes up into the air, Vibor goes down, and all their plans are not working for them anymore. Marzels does get one kill towards the A side, but at what cost? 3 of his teammates have died. 1 towards B, 2 towards mid, and in this 2v4 situation, it's nearly impossible to win because Juicy's just feeling himself. More to follow because Marzel has just managed to get his lockdown. That one kill that he got towards the end gives him a little bit of advantage, but if he plants the lockdown over there, it's not going to help him out.
Nope. It's just... again, I'll say this. Good attempt from Velocity at trying something different. And it was more or less successful. That two-man presence in towards Kitchen drew a lot of the rotation out from the A bomb site, which made it more or less a free walk-in for Velocity. But they needed to stay alive. They needed to mount their retreat a little quicker because of those frags, their hand got shown and they had to make a few adjustments, and they couldn't come out on top of the duels in that case. And then just once the jig is up, and you're on a 4v2 retake situation. No matter how hard you try, that is going to be a tall order. And even though Marzel gets 2 quick kills, he's just brought down solo that he can't really face the 2 remaining players from Louvre, and what can he do? He has his ult.
Yeah.
They can make a play this round. They do have a buy going in, so it's not like all isn't lost. But Marzel needs to stay alive. He's the one with the ult. And he's the one with the critical utility.
Flaring. So lucky to not get tagged by the recon dart or the owl drone over there. He could have fallen back if he was a little faster, but Velocity turning up the pace. They use the zip line, fly into the site, and now they're ready to plant. Marzel's watching the backstab, and nobody from Louvre present over here. Juicy though. He's got the op, so if anyone tries to go a little too aggressive over the other side, he can get that kill, but Darion loses the duel against Marzel, and now Juicy is supposed to save.
Woo! Yep. And Juicy's getting hurt out. Oh,
there you
what a
go.
shot. What a shot. Marzel, 3k, again, critical in this A-take for Velocity Gaming. Getting the opening frag, swinging around, cutting off the rotation, just playing and doing what a good Sentinel does. And, well, 9-11. They are inching closer. They are trying their level best, but will it be enough? Amaterasu, he's taken one of his, signature timeouts on the W. So letting Louvre just stew in their loss for a little while longer while he imparts the sweet wisdom necessary for VLT to maybe, dig deeper and find a higher power level within them and go for the jugular.
They have been fairly successful in finding this power level. I mean, last time they only got 1 round in the second half. This time they were able to string 4 together, and then they trade rounds back and forth. If this goes on, then Louvre will most likely reach map point first. But given the way Velocity have been attacking A, I don't think Louvre have a response to it. It's their own strat, but they don't know how to counter it. There is one counter. They can use the timing.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, this is also imitation is the highest form of flattery. And if you've come up with a play that's so good that can't be countered, man, hats off to you. But it is going to get used against you because everyone's going to see what you're doing. And once you've done it, it's just out there. Yeah. This is the information age. And, well, Velocity, do what works for you.
Flaring detected. But Darion, I'm not sure if they discovered Darion with that recon dart. So Flaring's going to have to be a bit of a bait, and Darion now gets activated. Finally, Hellfire is able to deal with him, but this off angle from Juicy, you can't deal with that. So it's still a 3v3, and Len with the Hunter's Fury has been so deadly. He finds a kill every time he pulls out that laser beam.
There we go,
Last player
Marzel.
standing.
That's the kill, and now it's all Juicy, all alone, and Deathmaker getting the final 2 kills of that round and bringing them just to a 1-round deficit. This is possible. This is doable. The dreams and hopes are alive, ladies and gentlemen. Velocity Gaming are doing it. Then 1 round of... Can they do the unthinkable? Can they take this map of Singaporean juggernauts and take it to map number 3? That is the question on everyone's mind.
Oh, Louvre, I think I know what they're about to do. They might play mid very aggressively, pushing out of tubes, and that's exactly what they're doing. Look at the Reyna and the Killjoy, both of them hurtling down that narrow corridor. They don't find anyone. If they can get towards mid, deep mid, I mean, they could easily backstab Team Velocity before they even have a chance to go towards the B site. Rotation's already coming in. Velocity are walking into a trap. All 3 defenders present over here. The 2 remaining ones are on mid.
Ooh, this
The
could also be
lockdown-
like very deadly, right? They can be in for a very quick flank in that case. But Juicy, he's gonna open things up with the kill onto Ace. The KJ ult, does it trap anybody?
Take flight.
Yes, 1 player has been detained. And that's the Jet, but Juicy's so far away, he's more or less safe. And oh my god, the amount of damage that's been done. Marzel gets 1, the res comes out, it is a 4v4, but Deathmaker gets Juicy, and in the blink of an eye, it's a 4v3. Flaring, he's pushing his way in towards that retake. They know that they need to do something. Deathmaker has been revealed, but he is going to be using that Cloudburst to his advantage. Oh, 2 players, but there's the kill, there's the trade, there's the dismiss. Reyna, ulted, Empress, Yas Queen, no Queen. Hellfighter isn't having any of that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, makes things all square. 11-11, and now you can start seeing the beads of sweat form on the foreheads of the players from Louvre. They were not expecting this. After that dominant first half, they thought, it's going to be a walk in the park. But all of a sudden, the park has turned into a crucible, and, well, it is Marzel and gang who are gatekeeping and gatekeeping hard. Louvre will need to dig deep to pull themselves out of this slump, and Velocity Gaming, they are flying high. They've managed to string 3 rounds together, and, well, Louvre are on somewhat of an iffy buy. 1 Guardian, 1... what's that gun? The FAMAS? Well,
Yeah, Bulldog.
the Bulldog, there we go. But Marzel does get taken out. That's one of the dangermen out of the equation very early on into the round. But it is a B hit. They have the superior weaponry, but the numbers so far are not with them. 1-man deficit onto
Okay.
Velocity. Ooh.
Early poison cloud over here by flaring, and that kind of discourages them from planting. And here's what happens: if that poison cloud gets even a shock dart inside of it, then the planter will instantly die. And before they can get a chance to plant, the backstab's already on its way. Hellfighter cannot plant just yet.
Oh, man.
They're just waiting for a pick.
F-
2v4. They know that the moment they tap the spike, they're gonna get instantly peeked, and now he gets revealed. No!
Spike down.
Hellfighter got
B.
shot down without even having a line of sight on his enemy, and now Deathmaker's just trapped. Somehow Louvre are about to win this eco round. They had barely anything. Just Guardians, Sheriffs, a Bulldog in the mix, and now Deathmaker's been discovered. Ah, the Cloudburst cannot save him. Louvre taking the initiative.
Match
How does
point.
this happen, Crips? Like, just when we were praising them, just when we were saying the dream is alive, well, Louvre wake up and just smack us upside the head saying that nope. This is not even my final form, is what Louvre said. And then just W keyed and turned the table on Velocity and just won a round that they had absolutely no business winning.
And it's all thanks to that poison cloud. That present over there
Standing ahead.
means that anyone who tries to tap the spike will be instantly dead the moment he charges a nanoswarm or a shock dart. Even a few bullets are enough. This time the poison cloud's put towards mid, simply so that Marzel can't sneak by. Marzel, by the way, has been fairly successful in going from mid to A or under tube, and he always manages to get a kill. So they're aware about this one persistent problem, and if they can deal with Marzel's backstabbing, then maybe the round will be much more easy for Louvre. And now they're on map point. Killjoy versus Killjoy. Marzel versus Redco. Does he expect this? No! And now the backstabber's dead. No more protection available. Louvre still fighting towards the ace side. Of course, the utility will not let them get any kills, and the spike will be planted, but Juicy can still get a frag or two and fall back. The Viper Spin may or may not keep them safe. Hellfight is aware about anyone's coming from behind him, and it's 1v2 now, turn it into a 1v4. Oh my goodness, and he's detained!
Oh no, no. GG, well played. Knife comes out, and just that little bit of BM at the end.
Defenders win.
That one cheeky teabag onto Helef, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the cookie crumbles. Velocity Gaming will be bowing out of the tournament. This is as far as they will go. Louvre pick up their map pick on Icebox. 13-11. It was a scruffy back and forth. Velocity Gaming trying their level best, but Louvre just proving to be that bit stronger. And they're the ones who are going to be moving on. And, well, GG well played, boys. GG well played.
They sliced up Hellfighter just like they would be slicing Flaring's birthday cake today.
Yeah, man. It was an early gift.
Yeah. Oh, so unfortunate. I really thought Velocity had what it takes to pull it off towards the end. The A-side takes were pretty damn good, but then what do Louvre do in response? They peek out of the utility. Usually there's a poison cloud or some sort of a snake bite present towards the back of site so that nobody can peek out, but no, Louvre literally ignore that. Juicy gets a kill as they're trying to fall back into post-plant positions. All the players from screens, instead of going towards the back of site, they infiltrate towards 410, and that's when all the players who are still present in the planting location get sandwiched. Hellfighter did not even have a chance to go away from his Viper's Pit and not get detained somehow, not even getting a chance to fall back, and that's how he gets done dirty. So, towards the end, Louvre do find a way somehow to counter their own execute.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they made it up. Like they discovered it, they thought it up. They may have some counter to it as well, it looks like. And at the end there, I think if the critical kill was that kill onto Marzel early round, which kind of nullifies the lurk and the mid presence there. Because if Marzel is left alive in that situation, he can cause so much disruption in the backlines that the rotations can be delayed, and if he gets a pick or two, that just makes the retake that much harder. But him dying early that round kind of forces the rest of the team to pile on that execute, and with everyone alive and the knives out onto Jet and the ultimate ready on the Killjoy, it was just too much, and they just crumbled under the pressure of the ults, the abilities, and just the presence of the number of bodies from Louvre on towards that A bomb site that just nothing could be done at that point, and it was over. And well fought from Velocity Gaming. This will be a hard lesson and a hard pill for them to swallow because they were so damn close. But it is what it is. It's going to be Louvre moving on, and it is going to be our turn to bid fare thee well to Velocity. But before that, I mean, there's enough for us to enjoy some of these crazy highlights from this map. And Louvre, man, they brought it hard in the first half.
Oh, definitely. Once again, getting a 9-3 lead. This was just like the previous game. And I said out deja vu so many times, I sounded like a broken record at one point. But then Velocity started to mount a comeback, and that's when the hope was somewhat alive. Of course, in the first half, there were several moments where we thought they will be able to get away with rounds. But then the last few crucial 1v1s, that's what it boiled down to. That's what led to the loss of Velocity Gaming. And that was kind of the reason in Breeze as well, because you remember those two 1v1s that Redco was able to clutch in Breeze, once against Ace and once against Hellfighter. So yeah, that kind of stuff, it really gave Louvre the edge that they needed. And of course, this was a close game, and so many of these rounds came down to 1v1s and 2v2s.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, once the thing is, Louvre doesn't let go of these man advantages. Like, they play them clinically, and even when they were, a man down, somehow someone would step up, restore parity, and once they've, regained the initiative, they're not very eager to give it back, and they just keep piling on the pressure, keep finding those pockets into which they can just aggress, get map control, get information, and most of the times get kills as well. And it's just too much pressure for Velocity to handle, and they just crumble. And well, the result is apparent. They get 2-0'd. Very close fought maps. Don't get me wrong. Velocity, they put up a fight, and they took it took every bit of grit that Louvre had to come out on top this in this match. But hey, the end of the day, they dug deep, they found what was necessary, and they delivered. And GG, well played to Louvre. They're moving on, and it is gonna be, well, they're going to be facing, I think, the loser of the match between Paper Rex and Alter Ego. That's coming up next. And see, look at these rounds. Like, Velocity, they're trying so much. They're trying so hard, and they managed to close the gap. Marzel just playing out of his mind there. So many critical rounds, so many crucial kills, but at the end of the day, just not enough. Yeah.
I like at least the fact that Velocity tried a few new things, like this variation on the mid plus B take. Sure, it was mostly successful because Louvre are on an eco, but at least they still tried it, even though they know that it's a very risky approach and it may or may not result in success. Plus, the way how Velocity were able to use the utilities on A's side to keep themselves safe, that was also stunning. It kind of forced Louvre to play aggressively in a way where it disrupts all the functionings of Team Velocity, and that also made Louvre kind of uncomfortable, right? Because you could see that from the start they were not wanting to play that aggressively, that in their face, but they were forced to do that. And Velocity knew they were expecting that Louvre will play aggressively, so why not just force their hand at doing so? Velocity had the right homework this time around, and it kind of shows in the way they were executing their attacks. So, really well done by Velocity. They did their homework. Captain Amaterasu acting as the perfect coach over there and just stepping up for the team, empowering them with all the right information and the knowledge that they need to mount this impressive game. And sure, they did not win it, but they were very, very close to defeating Louvre on one of their strongest maps.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is gonna get. There are a lot of good takeaways for VLT from this map. Like you said, they came very close. It came down to one eco round where Louvre just pulled a fast one, and then the final round in which Marzel goes down a little bit early, as you're seeing right now. And that's just it. That's what broke the camel's back. And so that's the thing, right? There's a lot of good takeaways from this game, and that last teabag, just like to put the cherry
Just
on the
bad
flaring
manners,
birthday
yeah.
cake. Hey man,
Yeah.
BM is good. BM is fun. Because like I said, these guys off the server, they're all friends. They all know each other. They scrim. They play together. So I think it's all in good faith and good humor. And either way, they still won it. Louvre, Velocity, though, as I was saying, there's a lot of good takeaways for them. They came close. They delivered the goods when it mattered, and they fought till the bitter end. And that is something that we haven't seen from Indian teams in the past, and this is something that is new. And I watched the global esports game yesterday, and they showed the same grit and the same determination, and it makes me feel very happy to see this kind of attitude evolving. This never say die attitude that we will not surrender. Come what may, we will take the fight to the opposition, even if the odds are stacked against us. And this kind of attitude can only help teams like Velocity, teams like global esports, teams like Enigma go further and push beyond the glass ceiling that has kind of developed around the Indian FPS scene. And it is showing. We're putting up competitive results, and I, for one, am very eager to see what the future holds.
Yeah, competitive results now, maybe wins in the future soon enough. These guys, they've been doing their homework well. They've been preparing really well. Most of the times they lose, it's because they either break their economy in one crucial round or lose a very close 1v1. So even the rounds that they do lose, they boil down to the wire, and that's basically what breaks their back. And if somehow they're able to fix that, then Velocity, Global Esports, there's nothing stopping these teams from being one of the best teams in Asia.
True, these guys have what it takes, and I think that's the goal as well. Like it is to make a presence felt, and cause some waves in the entire Asia region. We're still a fair ways away from that, to be very honest. But These guys are trying, and they are inching ever so close to taking that first step towards greatness. And you know, uh, event and tournaments like this, like the AMD Showdown Valorant, it gives so much exposure to the Indian teams as well as the Singapore teams to test their mettle against one another and see where they stand in the overarching scheme of things. And it sets a goal for the Indian teams to strive for. And events like this are more than welcome in the Indian space, which open their doors up to teams from all over Asia and not just local events. Because this is what allows teams to grow. It broadens the pool of competition. You're exposed to new ideas, new ways of playing, new comps, and I mean, the growth that you will see playing against better teams is way more if you're just stuck playing in isolated pockets and being the best there. It doesn't. It hinders and kneecaps and hamstrings your growth. But yeah, let's take a look at how things unfolded in this best of three series in the map recap. The first map, which was Velocity Gaming's pick, which was Breeze, 13-11, and Icebox picked by Louvre, again 13-11, both going to Louvre, and they are the victors, 2-0. We didn't even get to see Haven, man, Crips. Making me sad. I love Haven. It makes me sad. Love that
It
map.
would have made you more sad if we actually played it out. I mean, the last time these guys faced each other, Haven was pretty much the home turf of Louvre, and this time they made sure that they go into Velocity's home turf and still beat them up on Breeze. It was difficult, though, I must admit. A lot of these rounds were possible because Redco was able to win two 1v1s, and that's how I guess Louvre were able to just push themselves over the edge and beat Velocity. Otherwise, this could have been a three-mapper. This was indeed very close. And let's see how this actually affects the overall tournament. What's going to happen next? Which team is going to face who? We already know that Louvre are in the lower bracket finals. Now, they will await the loser of Paper Rex versus Alter Ego, which is coming up next, by the way. In just a couple of minutes, Paper Rex versus Alter Ego will also begin. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss when we go live. Of course, if you enjoyed it, do leave a like and invite your friends also to watch this next match, Paper X versus Alter Ego. Both of these teams really, really talented. And I think this might just be the precursor of a boss battle of sorts.
Yep. I mean, it is the upper bracket finals, right? Paper X versus Alter Ego. These are the big guys, the big guns, the ones to beat. And Louvre will be going up against the loser of this specific tie-up. And well, it's gonna be one explosive game of Valorant. I can already foresee that.
Yeah.
Both Paper X and Alter Ego, they would be chomping at the bits to have a go at each other and just prove who is the better Valorant team. I, for one, I'm excited, man. Like and either way, the remaining games, there's so much potential here for some top tier Valorant, and I'd urge everyone who's watching right now to tune in for that game as well. Yes, we may not have any Indian teams playing in the finals, like beyond this point, but you're gonna be treated to some top tier Valorant, and if it's something that you enjoy watching, oh, this is gonna be a treat. But yeah, that's all from us for now. We'll be back at 5 p.m. for the next match, which is going to be Alter Ego versus Paper Rex. So yeah, see you there. See you then, folks. This is Fet along with Crips signing off, guys. Bye bye and have a good afternoon.
Thank